Can it be your faith in?
Hello, everybody. What is going on? Is me, the Hall of Famer JD Legend. I don't know what I'm saying here, but welcome to the Beyond Legend podcast, episode 10. Yeah, it is me, Jay. I don't know.
I am me.
It's just Big B and Murphy. We're here because we're celebrating episode 10 of the Beyond Legend podcast. I'm happy to have Murphy here. Braga will be joining us later on. He had some previous engagements to take care of, so whenever he comes through, we'll have him on. So it's just me and Murph for now. So how you guys doing? What's going on? How you guys doing, chat? You know, happy Martin Luther King Day. Murphy, how's it going? How are you?
Doing good.
Fantastic.
How are you?
I am a little frazzled. I don't know what that intro was, but like that's not my usual self. But we're here just because of the conversation that we were having beforehand. It's just a lot of stressful stuff. We were like, all right, let's just get into it.
We were chatting. He's just his head's still in the other conversation.
That's it. We just start yapping. That's it. We do this 24/7. It's a ritual at this point. The funny thing is, look, Umbraco's here.
What?
Great. Yeah. Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me adjust the screen. My boy. What's going on? Yeah, we live. We just So here's the irony, right? We literally just went live. Like, I'm not kidding. It's been like a minute, and you came in on time.
Yeah, like we just got through the intros.
Perfect.
Terrible
You know, I'm normally right on time, so it makes sense.
Yo, he's normally right on time. Yeah, right. All right.
Us too.
All right. So while we're getting all this sorted out, we have Brago down here. Oh no! Wow, that's actually perfect. How did that happen? Wait, what? Chat, did y'all see that? Hold on. No, so like I was trying to organize everything and we all just aligned perfectly into the squares. I don't know if you're going to see it. The chat, y'all saw it. Y'all saw me doing the thing. Y'all saw me, right? Yeah, that's what You said what?
Are you sure you hit live? Because I'm on your Twitch right now. And it's
no,
still
we're on YouTube. We're on YouTube.
Oh. I was like, I don't see it, Jay. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah. We're on YouTube.
Okay, I'll switch.
So these are YouTube only. See, all right. So the chat saw it. I was literally organizing y'all setup, and Brago, the moment you went on camera, all of y'all switched places. Like it's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
I told
like
you,
that
man,
was
I make
crazy.
Things happen, Brody.
Yo, you said we out here, yo. Well, Brago, how you doing, man? Welcome,
good.
dog.
I'm doing good. You know, it's just cold. You know, it's East Coast, a lot of snow, ice.
It's a little cold, yeah.
Yeah. I'm good, man. How y'all doing?
I mean,
Doing
good.
Hanging
Happy
in there.
MLK Day. You know.
Oh, yeah, that is today.
That is today. That's crazy, man.
There's a bunch of other stuff going on today, you know?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's like you think it's a big day for us, so we'd remember, but there's been a lot going on, you know?
A lot going on.
Yeah, but it's all right, man. It's all good. So I wanted to the reason I'm having you two on specifically for this, because I remember we talked about it after episode 2, I believe, where I said my goal is I want to get to 10 episodes of this podcast and see how we are. So now we're at episode 10. This is the 10th episode. I wanted to have y'all back so we could just, chop it up a little bit, talk about last year, talk about this year. I'm kind of in a small... Go ahead.
Do you remember the first time he had us on? He didn't tell us what we were doing. He was like,
No.
"Yeah, you're part of the podcast. You're actually my first guest
Right.
right now. Right now, it's
ask him,
happening."
yo, Jay, what we doing today? I didn't even get the chance to ask him. So I really don't. I didn't know.
Did I do that again, yo? Did I not tell y'all again, bro?
No.
No, I asked him, and he was like, "Yeah, we'll just chat." He didn't give me any sort of outline or anything.
I was like, do I gotta watch? I was gonna ask him, do I gotta watch something or just show up, man?
No. I was like, "Do we have an agenda?" And he's like, "Nah." And then we get here, and he's like, "So we're gonna go through this and this." And I'm like,
So there is an agenda.
Nah, there ain't no agenda. It's just, just to throw it out there, just in case, we don't know what to talk about. I was like, we got a little something here, a little something there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, gotta think of your toes, right?
I'm with it. Let's get it.
Yeah. So there is one thing I do want to address, and this is my top 10 list. So I put out a list of my top 10 anime of all time, and I had One Piece at 9. Now,
You did.
yes. Yo, why did you react like that?
I'm just saying. I know that the internet was mad about that.
So there was a few people that were a little concerned.
So this is a combined list, right? So just top 10 anime and manga.
Anime and
Okay.
manga. Yeah.
One Piece at 9.
Yeah, I had it at 9. Right. So so
Why do you hate One Piece, Jay?
So I don't. So here's the thing.
He likes the hate.
That's so I don't hate One Piece, right? It's clear that I don't hate One Piece, right? And I've watched 200 plus series and read 200 plus series. Altogether, it's like 200, 250. One Piece being 9 out of my 10 is really not that low at all. It used to be in my top 5, but things changed.
What's the 10?
10 is Kaguya-sama Love is War. I don't know if you heard of that series.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
It's a really, really good romance series.
So what's above One Piece? Go through the list really quickly.
Okay, all right. So you want me to go top down or from bottom up? What do you top down? All right.
Bottom up. Bottom
up. All right. So 10 is Kaguya-sama Love is War, right?
Yeah.
It's a great romance. Murphy, are you writing this down? You see the way she was looking?
Let me just document this real quick.
Let me just document this,
yo. Questions.
I got some, yo.
If you just say it, I'll forget 2 seconds later.
Yo, I get it. I'm sorry. It's just that face you made was crazy. I was like, oh, she's trying to kill. She's trying to save some. Anyway. 9 is One Piece. I believe number 8. What did I have? 8. Vinland Saga. I had Vinland Saga.
Okay.
Number 7, I had Eureka 7. That's like an OG personal classic of mine. Like I love, me and Quadley, we talk like Eureka 7 24/7.
Throwback Adult Swim days.
Yeah.
I believe it was on there.
6, I had Kingdom.
All right.
Yeah.
I love me some Kingdom.
Unpack that response.
Yeah, I love Kingdom. 5, I had Code Geass. 4, I think 4, I had Ace of Diamond. Y'all know how I feel about Ace of Diamond. Ace of Diamond.
I know how you feel about Ace of Diamond.
Yeah, Ace of Diamond. Number 3 was, I think number 3 was Berserk. I'm almost pretty sure 3 was Berserk. Yes, it was. 2 was Hunter x Hunter, or Hunter x Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1 was FMAB.
FMAB. Okay. That's interesting. I think, because I love Kingdom, I think Kingdom's amazing. The best binge out there. I guess, was One Piece ever top 5 for you?
Yes, 100%. 100%. 100%.
Okay. And when did it fall for you?
So it definitely fell at Wano. That's where it fell. Because it was so before it used to be like FMAB, Hunter x Hunter, it'd be like One Piece, Berserk, and then the rest. That's where it was at. One Piece was with Berserk and Hunter x Hunter. And FMAB.
Wano just killed it.
Wano just did it.
Knocked it down.
It put a lot of things in retrospect for me.
It knocked it down like 5 places.
Damn.
I'm telling you.
I really didn't like Wano.
Yo. I don't think y'all understand. Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
What did you think of Egghead? Did Wano knock it down 11 paces and then Egghead brought it up some more?
Brought it up to 9.
So ironically, Egghead was great. And I'm like, Egghead is giving me hope because Wano had killed my hope for a bit. And then I see Egghead and I'm like, okay, Oda's still in there. Wano was just a bad run. And now I'm looking at Elbaf and I'm like, I was still a little mixed on it. But then I saw, there was Nika and then there's Joy Boy and now there's Luffy. So I'm like, okay, So there's potential here. There's a little, the Giants are a little Mickey, but then I'm like in Loki, we got a new agenda, right? Mega, make Elbaf great again, Loki for president. Like we're on that strength right now. So like it's still teetering and it could go up. That's all I'm saying. It could go back up. But for now, Wano did a lot of damage.
I think for Elbaf, are you optimistic about it based on what we've seen so far? Because it's starting to get deep into the Nika lore and pre-Nika and could be multiple Nikas and because wouldn't. Wait, Jay. Like, what's the thing? What's the worst thing about Wano? Was it the? What was it? Was it Kaido? Was it?
So we got
just the worst thing. Just the worst thing. I know you have a list.
Just the worst thing. I was about to say we got a long video to explain that.
We are good at it. Is this beyond? Is this for Beyond Legend?
Do we have to go beyond? Nah. I would say for me the worst thing, I think, was just the lack of a character or a lack of compelling characters for that amount of time. There wasn't a single character in that story that really compelled me and enjoyed like that. And that's what I really prized One Piece on. So it felt like everything that I loved about One Piece was let down in the arc that was prepared for the most. Right. And then Kaido obviously is the biggest casualty of that moment. But it's because Kaido was like the last thing for me that I was hanging on to. It's like this Kaido thing, if I can just get this, I can make it through. So yeah.
Wait, Murphy, how do you feel about Wano?
I like Wano. I don't hate it. It's not in my top list though.
Okay.
There's a lot of amazing moments in Wano. I think for Wano, for the characters and the moments, there was a lot of potential, but I think very, very little paid off to the level that it could have.
Yeah. That sounds like Wano. A lot of characters, too many characters, I'd say.
Great characters though. Like amazing potential characters that very rarely met what I thought they could have.
Like, who's the best character in Wano that we met?
I think Hiyori could have been something great.
Yeah.
She could have been. I agree.
Could have been. I thought Denjiro could have been great.
Denjiro could have been great.
I like Denjiro, but then he disappeared.
Yes.
For like 70 years, though. Like, my man was gone. He
disappeared to cut off the legs of Hiyori's, or he disappeared only to reappear to cut off the legs of Hiyori's potential great moment.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't like that.
I'm a big Ashura Doji fan.
Ashura Doji early.
I loved
really
Ashura Doji. Shuten Maru. I was Shuten Maru. You know what I'm saying? I was with it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's the same critique.
Was she there? Like, just a lot of things that could have been. Still a solid arc. Still a lot of moments that I love. But yeah, not on my top list. What about you?
Oh yeah, go ahead, bro. Answer that. I'm curious.
I think it's like it's a roller coaster, right? Where so many great moments, potential. I thought Act 1 was great, right? And Act 2, one of my favorite characters in Act 1 was Hawkins. I thought Hawkins was doing the thing, man. I thought he was so competent. And then he just turned into a dummy, right? And it's just like characters started doing stupid stuff. Kaido had a lot of potential, and then at the end didn't really live up to it. So I think for me, Wano is it's an experience that even going back through it, it's just the discourse did make it worse in real time, even with the Yamato stuff that was going on. But I think going back through it, it's not necessarily as bad because my expectations aren't as high. I just didn't really care for the ending. I think even with, Shanks and the Green Bull stuff, it all feels, like I said, a lot of setup, so much potential, but then it just doesn't pay off. Like, I keep thinking of, the moment in One Piece and in Arc where you're just like, that made me feel good.
Yeah.
I think that happened in chapter 1000 when Luffy punched Kaido, Red Rock.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, and we don't have that many moments where just like you had that exhale where it's like, this was the payoff that I wanted, So
yeah,
that's a tough part.
When they were fighting that plague that Queen delivered in prison, and Luffy held everybody back, I still think that was one of those moments. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but when they were stuck in prison,
was it Babanuki?
Oh, Udon.
Blew him?
In Udon, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Udon. I did like that moment. I like that moment.
That was
really?
I did like that moment.
Man, everyone looks at me when I say that, but that is for me one of the highs of Wano.
Yeah, I did like that moment. It's just tough with Wano because it's ebbs and flows.
It was.
But I think that's the thing that's been happening recently with One Piece is just that the payoff hasn't been worth it in the recent arcs. Like even for Egghead, I really love Egghead.
Yeah.
Feel like the ending was, good, not great.
So that's kind of what I'm hitting on is like, I think because there's a video I want to do. It's a massive project. But I want to look at One Piece from a subjective point of view from the 15 plus years that I've been absorbing the series. Because when I put One Piece at 9, a lot of people reacted the way you did. It was like, wait a minute, what? Why? What happened? Did Wano do that much damage? Because like for me, I thought I was like, all right, well, One Piece got to be on here. Where am I gonna put it? And then as I was thinking about the series, and I was thinking about how all of those series made me feel compared to how One Piece has made me feel lately, that's why I put it there. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe I gotta go back. Like maybe I should go all the way back and like see, like let's look at One Piece in retrospect, and let me just do like almost like a documentary on like One Piece entirely.
It's a lot of positive equity I think One Piece has, where it's just like, as much as I didn't hate Wano, didn't necessarily love Wano, but can't forget all the times that, One Piece blew me away. So just off of that, it's firmly in my top 5, anime and manga. Just because it's like, it's so many great moments. So even if if I have like Iron-Blooded Orphans in my top 10, as much as I enjoy it, I think One Piece has given me more. And again, I factor in the length of the story as well, how long it's been going on. One is FMAB for me, just because how great a story is condensed, 50 something episodes, 60 something episodes, I think. But either way, it's a lot of positive for One Piece. So it got to be in the top 5.
Okay.
I wonder, the fact that almost every series, if not every series, I think almost, almost in your top 10 list is finished. So I wonder if having the conclusion and being able to judge it not based off of something ongoing, do you feel like that affects you at all?
I thought about that. And I think like with what Brago said about FMAB is that because it ends so well, like it's one of those rare series that ends very, very well. And Murphy, have you seen it? Have you seen FMAB?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I watched. I read it.
Oh, even better. But yeah, the ending, it ended like really well. So I'm like, all right, cool. Even with Hunter x Hunter, at the end of the anime, that ending episode is really good. And then it's still going on. Like Hunter x Hunter still has me locked in. Like I am so curious. Like I'm gonna be making more videos on that and everything. And then even with Berserk, where we're at with Berserk is a little weird. Before Miura's passing, he had basically his final chapter, and a lot of Berserk fans see that as the final chapter because Miura's not with us anymore. So like with Berserk, it's very similar. And then I had like a lot of personal picks that like Ace of Diamond. That's a special series to me. So like me having that over One Piece is purely personal. There's barely any objectivity in there at all. And then like Eureka 7, that's my childhood. So like outside of that, series like Code Geass, Kingdom, One Piece used to be over Kingdom, just in general by default. But compared to how I feel about the story currently, compared to how I feel about the story of Kingdom currently, I felt more attachment to Kingdom than I did. Not attachment, that's not the right word. I felt more of a positive feeling towards Kingdom than I did One Piece in the moment. But then I want to ask myself, is like, well, I still think pre-timeskip is one of the best things I've ever seen, period.
Right.
I still think like one of my favorite moments, like that run from Impel Down, from Sabaody through Impel Down, through the ASL flashback, I mean, Marineford, all of that to me is arguably the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, arguably. So I'm like, I'm asking myself, like, am I being too harsh on One Piece? Or is this just where I'm at and it's going to change? And I wonder how you guys as content creators feel that, because a lot of people, they haven't overanalyzed the story to death. So like there's one thing to be a casual of it, but for me that's literally dissected this series so many times. What do you guys think it is?
Well, I have been a binger. I'm only recently week to week, so I don't really feel like I can weigh in on this like Brago can, because I haven't been burnt out by the series like people who've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's good to step back. Where like when you're in it, it feels like, all right, this is, I don't know how I feel about this, because I felt that way in Whole Cake for a while. Where I was like, what is going on? And then, you know, going forward and then going back with Whole Cake, I really, really like Whole Cake. So I think it's tough because One Piece is getting judged based on on right now, and it's still ongoing in comparison to some of those series that are done, and then Nostalgia, Eureka 7. So I think maybe you remove One Piece until it's done and then see how you feel about it, because it's gonna fluctuate every single arc for you. Where it's like, let's say Elbaf is everything you want it to be. Then does it go back up to number 5 or number 4 because Elbaf delivered and Loki's an amazing character? You know, it feels like such a small percentage of the series is impacting so much for you. It might just be recency bias.
That makes sense. And I liked how you said like a small percentage of it is impacting me, because it really is. Like I don't feel any attachment to anything currently that's going on. But before in One Piece, I used to be like, man, I'm so attached to like Sanji's arc, and I'm so attached to like, even with Whole Cake, like Luffy versus Katakuri, like how's that gonna end up? What's going on there? Like, what are the consequences of what happens with Big Mom? But like, you know, talk about,
and also you're making content. You're getting so many opinions on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitter. You know, I think sometimes we lash out. You know, it's like now it's number 9. Now it's 9.
Just refresh my comments. Now it's 10.
Now it's 10.
Keep going. We can keep going.
We can keep going. Now it's 15.
So it's tough, especially ongoing. It's really tough. But for me, when I judge One Piece, I try to think of the great moments and the good moments. Like if you go through like your top 10, let's say you had top 10 arcs from the top 10 anime manga. What are those for you? Like out of your entire the top 10 arcs.
Oh, arc. So that's actually a video I wanted to do next.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's
content.
So I can share a few honorable mentions and ones that may be in it. I won't tell you if it's gonna be in it or not, but I can show you some moments that come up to me immediately, right? Yeah. So like I mentioned before, that run from Impel Down, Sabaody would be one of them, right? Marineford, Sabaody, those are the ones. I want to say Ennis Lobby as well. I need to really go back to Ennis Lobby because I want to make sure it's supposed to be up there with Marineford and Sabaody. I just want to make sure it's up there.
Ennis Lobby by itself?
Ennis Lobby and Water 7. Yeah, okay, I normally combine it together. I know we like to do that, but then it'd be like, all right, if we're doing that, I'm putting Jaya over a few of those, personally. Because I love Jaya.
I mean, like, I got Baratier in my top 5, so.
You got Baratier in your top 5?
I love Baratier.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but Baratier is probably top 10 for me.
I love Baratier. I think it's a catalyst for so many things. It's great. I think it's so good.
I think that's where the series gets excellent.
It kicks off.
People always wait for Arland Park.
Arlong Park, yeah.
But Arlong Park, thanks. People always say wait for Arlong Park, and it's like, no, it's Baratier is where it actually really becomes
Baratier is where I locked in. Where I locked in for Sanji, I think even Luffy's moments in Baratier, obviously Zoro. I feel like they all had moments there. Even Nami's moments setting up Arlong Park. It was a lot. It was a lot in Baratier. Baratier is up there for me. So it's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's a post-timeskip, even with, some of the arcs like Punk Hazard and even Dressrosa, as, I want to say mediocre Wano is, it's just, you can't take Marineford from me, or Sabaody. It's just Impel Down. You know, it's
so underrated. Impel Down
much.
is, I think it's so underrated, man.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I love Impel Down.
And I feel like if we were just coming out of like Punk Hazard, then we would say, One Piece has fallen off. But it goes through its highs and its lows.
Yeah, especially post-timeskip. It's so tough to gauge it, because I remember for a while Zoe, a lot of people had as the best post-timeskip arc.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
You know, but it now is kind of difficult to judge Zoe because so much of it is kind of concluded in Wano, and it's kind of tied to it. So I'm like, do people automatically downgrade Zoe because a lot of the conclusions in Wano didn't pay off? I don't know how you feel about Zoe now, Jay.
Zoe, it's kind of the same.
It's hard to.
It's hard to separate them. Like, I liked what Zoe set up because it's with Jack and Nekomamushi and Inawarashi and like the Minks and what they dealt with, and like the first instance of the road poneglyph, and like there was a lot of good things in Zoe. Like there was a lot. Zunisha's mystery, even. Right?
I think was that Odin's introduction, or like when they started talking about Odin.
The name of Odin was introduced. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Like who he was introduced because they found out that he sailed with Roger. Yeah. So like. And that's kind of where in Zoe, when we were really introduced to what the final journey is like the 4 road poneglyphs and then Raftel. So like, it kind of opened up Endgame for One Piece. I would say that's what Zoe did, which is why like a lot of people like Zoe. So I still like it. I still think it's like top 3 of the post-timeskip arcs, right? You know, I would say Zoe, Egghead, and probably Dressrosa. Although I have a weird affinity for Whole Cake Island that a lot of people don't. And that's
tough. I think Whole Cake Island is aged really well.
I agree. I think going through the wedding cake rampage week to week would have been miserable. But other than that.
Yeah. The wedding cake stuff was rough. You have
no idea.
It was rough binging that. I can't imagine going week to week on it.
Yeah, wedding cake was rough on the week to week for sure, with the breaks in between. And then, everybody hated Big Mom for a while.
Everybody.
I still do. Was Raizu is not here? Was Raizu, is that his name, the ninja one on Zoe?
Yep.
Raizu. Was Raizu is not here? That was on Zoe, wasn't it?
Yep. Yes. The end of Zoe.
Raizu was safe.
That's one of my top 3 cries in the series.
Yeah, that was an amazing moment.
Everyone cried, yeah.
It was an amazing moment. Raizu was safe. It was a great moment. That's why Zoe is just like one of those arcs, you know, just because it's concise, it's good, nothing really major, but like we had amazing moments throughout, so.
We did, and I like the more soft-spoken arcs where you just get character time.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we're missing post-timeskip. You know, where it's like it's been major arc after major arc after major arc, you know. Straw Hat separated.
Lore, character stuff.
Yeah. A lot of lore. And then I guess Zoe would have the best conclusion post-timeskip.
Yeah.
For an arc.
Probably.
Or if you want to look at Dressrosa because of the, like, just what it meant for Dofi versus Luffy in that moment.
Dressrosa
and then Fujitora, you know.
Fujitora, the Grand Fleets, you have Kira and Rebecca.
Akainu and Fujitora. So yeah, it's a lot of great moments.
Yeah, Dressrosa was amazing.
Dressrosa.
Yeah, and I think Whole Cake Island had a weaker ending, but as a whole, the arc was extraordinary.
Yes. Yeah, I think Dressrosa, especially week to week, had its moments, you know, with the birdcage, Gats.
Oh my
god. Thinking that, I didn't mind it.
So it was terrible. So yeah. I don't know, Murphy, when you binge this, because a lot of people say One Piece is better than a binge, and I just have to push back because there is this moment where we're waiting for Luffy to get to Doflamingo. And the amount of time it takes for Luffy to actually get to the real Doflamingo is an astronomical.
Because he fought a clone for a while.
An astronomical amount of time. Like, I could not believe it, and I wasn't even a YouTuber then. I was reading as a casual. Like, I was watching For Neverworld and Cole. So that's how you know, Braga. That's how far back we're talking, and it was painful.
I think I read Dressrosa in 2 weeks total, and so for me it was like everything was so quick, and it was like this big bombastic fight and all this incredible tension that was built up. It is a different animal on bench.
I would say Dressrosa, the tension was good in Dressrosa.
It was.
Yeah, the tension was good. I think when Fujitora pulled up, I think even Doflamingo and Law, it built it up, and then I think it's a bunch of lulls that happen towards the end of the arc, especially when you start counting down.
Sure.
When Oda gets to his countdowns. Once it gets to countdown season, then it's like, all right, we're gonna have some like smaller fights, smaller character moments. You're gonna have Treble, Diamante, some Pika running around. Zoro can't find him. Be a few chapters, Yeah.
So
Murphy,
Murphy,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Ask your question.
Braga, were you making One Piece content in Dressrosa?
No, I started making One Piece content at the end, I think 793 or 794, the Akainu versus Fujitora. That chapter.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the first one I made a review on. I was like, all right, it's time. I gotta say something. I gotta say something. Yeah. And then 2 chapters was like later was Kaido's introduction. So yeah.
What an excellent introduction.
So, do you want to know something funny? I just remembered. So, I started becoming a One Piece content creator at the beginning of Wano, Act 1. Do you think that had anything to do? I see what I'm saying. Do you think that has anything to do with it?
Yes.
It's a different experience completely.
It is.
Wow.
Because I think just from reading and watching, so even if you're watching and you're just week to week, I think you can internalize your thoughts. There's not as many opinions from outside. I think even with theories, because there's so many smart people in the community, it's like they kind of think of everything. Yeah. And then that kind of sets expectations for the future. Whereas when you're creating, content, it's a different ballgame, bro. It's a different ballgame altogether. So going from that, the binge, or just week to week, where you're just, with your own thoughts and your favorite creators, to now everything. And then you're making content, you're recording, you're editing, And
then you're reading comments afterwards.
It's gonna impact your opinion.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I had a friend that after every chapter, we get on the phone and talk. And he hates a ton of what One Piece does, even though One Piece is his favorite series. So it's a lot of bashing. It's a lot of back and forth. It's about a lot of arguing. And that's always my favorite part of reading a new chapter.
Right.
And then I'm like, now let me get it together and let me come up with an intelligent way to say everything that I just said instead of just shouting. Because if I don't make myself abundantly clear, then the internet will
attack you. See, that's the thing, and JJ knows this because we react to the chapters as soon as they come out, right?
Yes.
So when they come out and we're giving our unfiltered thoughts, this is how we feel, right now. And then sometimes people are like, well, you didn't feel that way in the reaction. I'm like, yeah, because I was reacting.
I was reacting. That's how I felt in the moment.
I got to sit for a few hours and I'm like, maybe I'll react a little bit.
Maybe it wasn't that bad.
Then sometimes I double down. I'm like, no, this is horrendous. This is, even after sitting with it, this is still bad, So it's different. It's different when you have the time to collect your thoughts and kind of come back than just reacting to it right away. So yeah, Jay, that may have something to do with it. How Wano impacted you. Because I'm sure going into Wano, because before Wano, it was a lot of hype with Wano.
Yes, because we coming from the Reverie. So we're
from the Reverie, but also outside of the story with the editors. Because it's hey, just wait for Wano. So I think Wano started a lot of content creators started at Wano too. So
yes, we did. Yeah. And you know what's funny? Because I remember the first chapter I ever reacted to, and it was Jack versus Shutenmaru. It's the first chapter I ever reacted to. You know how that chapter was hot. People was like, oh, Shutenmaru, hold on, these samurai. Yo, we were like, the samurai got a little something to us. It was on that. So coming in to that space, and I had all these thoughts okay, Kaido, we don't know how Kaido got that scar. How did Oden do it? Oden, what did Oden do?
Mystery,
was it Conqueror's Hunger? The mystery,
Yeah.
the intrigue. I was like, Wano, this place is special. These samurai. Who's Orochi? Because we never knew who Orochi looked like. So we was thinking Orochi, he's the shogun. He about to be 6 foot, he's gonna be 7 foot tall, an elite samurai. Zoro gonna fight the shogun. People were like, yo, let's go.
We were excited.
Bro,
Really excited. Act 1 was great.
Act 1 was really good.
Act 1 is
And
really
then-
good.
I think Murphy, this is where like this was like the first domino dropped, right? Because I told you I was excited about Kaido because no one had injured Kaido apparently, but Odin left this scar on him. So I'm thinking we're about to find out the key to beat Kaido because he can't be beaten and Luffy just lost.
Yeah.
And then
And he
when we
danced-
read the chapter 970, I'll never forget it. It happened. There was no explanation. He just cut him. Like he literally just cut him. And I was like, he just cut him. That's it. Like that's all that happened. Like he just cut him, and there was no explanation. So at first I was like, wait, what's going on? And the way it ended, obviously, Kaido hits the floor. He's like breathing heavy, and then he's about to get up, and then Odin gets knocked out, and it's over. And I'm sitting down there thinking like, what?
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of how Kaido handled that situation. Because based on Kaido's character and how he lives his life, it's like, all right, let's run it back. Let's do it again. Let's do it again, Odin. And he just boils him and then he kills him. I don't know. I like Kaido, but it was just some things with his character or how things were handled, even with Odin having his swords in jail. Small subtle things. It was just like, I don't know. But Odin had to die, but it's, I don't know.
It was interesting.
Yeah,
That's.
I think
Go ahead, Murphy.
being week to week, you have so much time to sit on every little detail. So you fixate on stuff and you notice the tiny things. And when things don't pan out the way that they're built up to be, you notice it more. Because when I was reading through, the vast majority of the series, it was like I was just rolling with everything. There were a few things that I got real hung up on that I was like, that was cheap. But for the most part, I'm just enjoying the ride. But when you're going week to week and you're processing and analyzing and coming up with theories and reading other people's theories and every detail matters, it's
Every
like, oh,
single thing.
really matters.
Yeah, every single thing is dissected multiple times.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, people get hung up on the swords. I did for a while. I was like, Odin, you have your blades in jail. Go fight again. What's going on? Like, I don't know. Like I said, Wano isn't terrible. It's just that.
So
It's just the swords.
So Murphy, I'm glad you gave us that expose because I actually wanted to ask you what has been the difference between you reading One Piece as a binge and now reading it week to week. And I think everything you just explained has been your experience. Or is there anything more you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I liked being able to actually talk with the community because when I was binging, I barely had any sort of interaction because I didn't want to get spoiled. So it's nice to actually be a part of it. But I mean, binging is better, like it's better to get the story as a whole instead of in tiny little bite-sized pieces and then overanalyzing everything and coming up with your own headcanon and then trying to keep your head level when that canon fails. It's like it's a whole different experience.
Yeah, that's the tough part because the community is great. I think that's the best part about it. Reading week to week, getting everybody's reactions, seeing everybody's thoughts. But then because you're getting, it's like punk records, right? Where it's just like everybody's thoughts is in one place. And so you have these amazing theories just from everybody. So even some things that are set up where normally you wouldn't get it on your own, you wouldn't figure it out. You're like, that was obvious. Yeah, because millions of people came together and we figured it out.
Yeah.
Like even with Shanks and it not being Shanks, right?
Yes.
People went and analyzed. It was like, well, Shanks did this. He didn't look like this. And I think Shanks has a clone. Like, what? I didn't think of that. That's Shanks, obviously. And now it comes out. It's like, well, people did say that. So it's just, it hits a little differently.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing to overcome.
That's very true. The reveals don't hit as hard because you've already heard the theory passed around, and then you just adopt each other's theories without even meaning to because they just spread, and so you're just like, oh yeah, I heard that thing, so now I believe it too, and it's just we become a hive mind.
And that's something I wanted to like even throw in is like, it's also the way Oda writes his story, where he wants you to do this, like he wants you to chase our tails around at something that he put there. And he's even admitted that sometimes people figure it out, so he changes things in the story when people figure it out. So it's like, it's almost as if like there is as a creator, because when I was doing like the agenda piece thing, it was easier for me to enjoy the story because I was viewing it as a casual. Like it was really like me comparing Loki to, I mean, the stupidest thing ever, but like me saying Mega 2025 and make Giants great again because the Giants are not the same anymore. That is just hilarious satire. And it's funny, right? But in actuality, it's a very serious thing that King Harold is doing. Like, he's trying to get rid of the violent culture of the Giants and assimilate with the world, which is a beautiful concept. I mean, I like the Giants being warmongers. So personally...
Okay, so Brago and I are both looking at you a little different.
Really?
We're both like, hold on.
What? Wait, what? What do you...
I think, yes, it's beautiful, but I think you are going so against the grain of giant culture. I'm going to think that most of Elbaf probably agree he should have been assassinated.
Wait. Elbaf agrees he should have been assassinated?
Absolutely.
The older generation probably does.
Yeah.
The younger generation has done a really good job of becoming helpless. But I don't think the text said.
You gotta think about it, Jay. You gotta think about the culture of Elbaf and like
they're warriors.
That's their calling card for the world.
Can we get Megas in the chat, please? Megas in the chat, please.
Jerry Broggy outright said in Little Garden, if we don't fight, then we've lost our very selves. And then they come home to the nation that has lost their very selves. Like, you don't think there's gonna be conflict here? As soon as the world finds out, they're dead. None of them fight. They're total pacifists. Yeah. They used to pillage and steal and be a terror of the sea. Nobody's gonna respond now that they're pacifists.
And if, like I said, the world finds that out. Okay, now we're going to Elbaf.
Now we're going to Elbaf.
The world government, they're not occupied there. Now it's like, all right, you guys, let's have some relations. Let's trade.
Let's have some relations. Let's trade.
You know what? I mean, Mother Carmel was the one that introduced, hey, you know what? We should get into trading. Let's put our warrior ways aside. And they were like, no, we're not going to do that. And yet King Harold then says, you know what? Mother Carmel, that child trafficker, she had an idea. Yeah. I just feel like,
it was all selfish for her. It's agenda for her. She had an agenda.
I mean, I'm saying it's possible King Harold had an agenda too.
No way.
I think, Loki and the assassination seemingly of King Harold, it's obviously some more going on there, bro.
Do you think they?
It's not
you think they framed him? Y'all think they framed him?
He was the cursed king before he was even. Prince before he was even born. Like,
they forced him into that hole, Jay. It was like, of course he did it.
They created a persona of him.
Where did this prophecy come from?
Reject him.
Wow.
What'd you say?
Where did the prophecy come from?
Yeah, where'd the prophecy come from?
Who made it up?
Good point.
They have a Madame Shirley in Elbaf?
They might.
All we know is
possibly
King Harold received a prophecy. How nebulous. How convenient.
That his kid is going to kill him.
And then he did. Weird. Oh, and the lucky horse died, and all these.
They're lucky. Yeah, I was like, wait, why's the horse
his
relevant?
Wife died a year later.
His wife died. I was like, wait a minute.
They blame the child for his mother dying a year after he was born. Like, what? It's not even in childbirth. What are we doing right now?
I'm just saying, it could be a situation where Loki maybe fed into it, leaned into it, where he's just like, all right, if you want me to be evil, I'll be evil then. I'll be that for you, Definitely. So I think it's way deeper. But Harold, his hands aren't clean to me. We gotta see more. But like completely trying to change the culture of Elbaf to whatever the kids are now, or is just, it's a great idea, but there has to be a middle ground and a balance to it. You need warriors. You need warriors. You can't just change completely.
So you guys have done something very dangerous, right? What you've done is that you have given me literary, logical evidence for Mega 2025 and Loki.
Oh no!
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna print out some hats, right? Some red hats. I'm gonna ship two of y'all some hats, that says Mega 2025 with a little Loki badge on it. Right, Loki for president.
Here's the thing: are they red?
They don't have to be.
Okay, because that could be a little dangerous. Quick glance. Quick glance.
Yo, what if it's not bright red, but what if it's like maroon or scarlet? How about that?
Brad wearing that hat.
I think it'd have to be a different color. If it's bright red with mega instead of mega.
Okay, so y'all feeling mahogany? Y'all feeling mahogany? Because I feel like we could go a little brown. Brown seems gianty, like brown and green.
You're trying to get as close to red as you possibly can. He's like, how much can I know this line?
Rose.
Yeah, like
crimson. It's not red.
Not red, just not red. All right, that's cool. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Murphy in a red hat would be crazy. White for Nika is crazy. We could do that.
Yeah, white could be cool. It just can't be red. If it's red, I can see somebody using Photoshop and changing it and like.
Oh yeah, the climate. Yeah, that's what they got AI. They got the AI now. They got the AI. Yeah, so they gonna do something. Yeah,
gotta be careful.
That's the idea. Now they're just gonna do Photoshop anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's already too late as is. But no, on some real stuff, I didn't even think about it that way. Like, because it seemed fishy when I heard the story. I'm like, there's more to this story than it really is. And Loki he doesn't seem evil. He just seems extremely chaotic. Like, I just see he's a chaotic personality. I wouldn't call him evil.
Evil is going to be subjective, for him at this point where, if I think his comments about the Celestial Dragons was, that's interesting. So there is some type of moral compass within him where it's like or it could be like Kid, where, where Kid is like, well, I'm bad, but not as bad as them. Which is like, it's still terrible. But his comments about that, when he could have been freed after being locked up for 6 years, that's interesting. Because he could just say, "Oh, sure, I get out, cool." But he's like, "Nah." So he has something about him that he can stand on. So at least for me right now, I respect him.
He does think Luffy's getting him some keys right now, so it would be so.
And then Luffy's not automatically like hating him. He's like, he actually wants to help him. He believes him a little bit.
He's not a bad guy.
It's just, there's a lot leaning towards Loki actually being chaotic neutral.
Yes, I think there are very few characters, very few big name characters in this series that we could actually label as good. Most characters are in the gray area for this series. So yeah. I would be shocked if he was evil. I think he's gonna land firmly gray as well. But I also just think if King Harold was neutering his country, like if he were intentionally taking away their warrior spirit, taking away their pride, and making them easy targets to the world, if he actually had an agenda, then Loki could be fighting for the pride and the life of his country.
Yeah, where if he's using that as his reason, because then he set out to sea. What was he trying to do? Was he trying to make a name for himself, kind of be that deterrent that in a way Ryuma was for Wano? Where it's like, if this guy is from Elbaf, we definitely shouldn't go there. So it's just like, you kind of wonder about things like that, because Elbaf, it's a lot of moving parts. We gotta get some more. But this is the intrigue that that we're looking forward to, and then having I'm leaning towards more of a clone now than brother thing. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I thought you meant for Loki.
No, for
Shakes. A clone of Loki.
For Shakes.
Gotcha.
It feels more of a clone than brother. Or he looks too much like him.
He does look exactly like him.
Exactly like him.
Yeah, I was wondering about clone as well, just because I think that how would you say her name? Is it Guku? The new girl?
Was it Gunko?
Gunko, yeah.
Gunko, yeah.
She looks so much like Koala that I was wondering if they were potentially, like they did with the pacifistas and with the Seraphim. Like, they have no problem taking people's DNA and doing what they want with it.
I've heard she looks like Koala. I've heard Lilith. I've heard possibly a Ginny clone.
That would be terrible.
It would be
terrible.
It would be terrible. It would be awesome at
I'm
the same time.
excited about it.
He's excited. Yeah, why are you excited? That's terrible. Wait, what?
Okay.
Terrible. Yes, that would be terrible.
I'm thinking of Bonnie being here. The Kuma, whatever's left of him, is here. You know, just all of that.
We're gonna kill Kuma only to introduce him to evil Bonnie. I mean,
I'm
Ginny.
excited. I'm excited. I would like for it to be a Ginny clone, because then it could also show the person that kidnapped her, because we never saw that person, but they had some importance because they hit them. They show like their legs. So that person, I assume, could have been a God Knight. So Oda could tie it in that way.
That would be torture to Kuma.
It'd be a lot.
I mean, he's not even cognizant.
Stop
So
smiling.
Then
I don't know
if we
Kuma is
get
right
to
now.
that point, so then we get to that point. So then when do we get to a point where we've done a little too much with the clones? Right? When do we get to a point where it's like
We're already
right
there,
now,
I think.
yeah, because
think
it's
so,
like,
too.
are we just doing at the
Like,
Clone
this
Wars?
is the clone.
We've cloned all the warlords, right? And the only missing clone that I think makes the most sense, considering where he came from, where he was, is Kaido. They have everything to make a Kaido clone.
You're right.
So that, I mean, that feels like overkill. Can you imagine a Kaido Seraphim? Maybe that's the trump card they're going to introduce in the war, but they have everything to clone Kaido. They made a Kaido fake devil fruit. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I didn't think about that.
A Kaido clone would be the most toxic thing I've ever seen.
But
That'd
think
be
about
crazy.
not only a Kaido clone, but like 100 of them.
I'm getting a headache thinking about it.
Okay. All right.
Like, I'm actually getting a
100
headache.
young Kaido soldiers. I mean, he was, that's what he was.
Yeah.
That's what he was.
So I think
And I don't
Oda's
know
kind of protecting everybody else, because if you have 100 Kaido clones that are Seraphim that have maybe different devil fruits,
With all the
I don't
green
know.
blood
I
and
don't know how you stop
everything.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you stop that.
So then you got ZKK
That-
again.
That makes the final battle seem so much more heavy than what I've envisioned up to this point.
If you introduce a bunch of Kaido clones at the final war, maybe the
Yes.
Kaido clone, it could get crazy. Here's where it goes too far, though.
Okay.
If you start introducing Roger clones, Whitebeard
clones. Yeah.
Ace clones, then it's just Naruto final war, where everybody's just coming back. And then I don't know if Oda does a thing where, because they're clones, they can still tap into them when they were alive.
Yep.
And then Ace doesn't want to attack Luffy, and none of that.
Somebody put ZKK in the chat.
Yes.
It's alive and well. Zoro
alive
can
and
still
well.
do it.
He can
Zoro
still,
can still
kill a Kaido.
Yes, a Kaido, and it still counts because of the ramen bowl, right? There was the dragon, so it's still there. That theory is still there.
Ah.
That
ZKK
would
was such
be-
a strong agenda. R.I.P.
That was
It was a
Murphy.
time.
I don't think you weren't part of the community during that time.
Nah, I don't think she was yet, because it was a time. It was a moment. It was a moment.
ZKK was one
for
of
me.
the. I think it was the most polarizing theory this community has ever had, like ever, because the support was so aggressive, and
You involved a character like Zoro, right? And Zoro and the love he got, especially versus Kaido. And then there were moments in the war where he was saving Luffy. It was just like, wait, hold on, guys. Zoro could kill Kaido here. So introduce like a popular character with like an agenda like that, and then some people joined that agenda because they were anti-Sanji as well. So it's just like,
yes, it was bad.
And also, ZKK also was comprised of anti-Shanks. So it's pro Mihawk.
Yes, yeah.
Just because the stronger Zoro is, the stronger Mihawk is going to be, and then the stronger
Right.
Mihawk is it's connected. It's a web. It's a web. So,
It's deep community lore. Like, that's when you're getting into like the subsection of Stan One Piece, because like One Piece, from what I've learned, there's a massive casual fan base for One Piece, and I guess what we consider casual is people that watch One Piece week to week. They cosplay and they go to cons. They say they love Sanji, Zoro, whatever, and they kind of stay there. They stay at that peaceful, oh, I got a theory, like Sanji's dad, something casual. And then there's like Stan community, where it's like the YouTube community and the Twitter community and the Reddit community, where everyone feeds off each other, and it's this one nice little whirlpool of just toxicity.
And I think sometimes, Jay, people kind of fall into, I guess, how you would sometimes enjoy the story with, like, they create their own agenda piece, right?
Yes.
Where they create factions, and they're like, well, I'm rooting for Zoro, so this is how I enjoy One Piece now. Anything Zoro does, I'm all for it. You know, so I think because One Piece has been going on for so long, some people kind of have to do that to stay interested, because they're not interested in everything else that's happening. So, I get it. The problem is when it gets too toxic, then it's just like, come on, what are we doing? But
do you think
you can't
that?
stop it.
Do you think that the way the community is now? Because I would say, like, what would your take be on the community now, right? Brock, you've been here for a long time, so I want to hear what you have to say. And then Murphy, as someone that's newer, I want to see what your opinion of the community is as well.
In regards to agenda or just what?
So in regards to like the makeup of it and like how we used to interact with it compared to how it is now. Like, what is the community like to you now?
I feel like, because I was talking to somebody about this, where a lot of the older people that's been in the community for a while, we're not as rabid as we used to be. Where there were times when I used to go back and forth on Twitter, be in the comment section, like, I have to win this interaction. You have to feel my agenda, right? Where now you see a comment, you just like, whatever. And I kind of compared it to like, I think it was Twilight. They talked about like vampires, where like the younger ones, they were stronger, but they were dumber. So it's just like in the One Piece community, you have the newer fans. They have so much vigor, but they don't have the experience. So it's just like they just say shit. Vigor. And it's the dumbest shit ever. And they're so, bro, you can't match their stamina and their enthusiasm.
You can't do it.
Right? But it's the dumbest shit ever. You just like, you know what? You got it. And they're like W's. All right. They're the young, dumb vampires, bro. You got it. So that's kind of how I look at it, where I can't compete with you guys. You guys, the new generation, do your thing. So it's, so I think it comes across as like the community is dumber now. It's just, I think people they're just excited, just excited to be a part of it. So,
yo, vigor. The word vigor took me out. He's got so much zeal and vigor.
So much, bro. Have you seen him?
Yo, I've seen him, bro. I'm telling you, I fought with him, bro, and like, I don't got the energy, nigga.
No,
like, yo, I don't got it. I don't
really
got
don't.
it. Why is like, how are y'all why are y'all so excited about this stuff?
I'm like, kudos, man.
Yo,
kudos.
One Piece YNs. You're right. That's where you're at. What about you, Murphy? What's your opinion of the community?
I mean, I'm one of the new kids, so I mean,
you're the one with the vid.
Murphy's
got a
W in the chat.
W's in the chat for Murphy. Yo.
I know. Braga says something. I'm like W every time. I've got like alt accounts. I'm like half his comment section.
Hey man, y'all got it. I'm like, I just don't have it anymore, bro. I'm just here. Let me get the story. I don't have it. I don't have that anymore. I don't have it. Sorry.
So I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Reddit. So I don't think I see the worst of the fandom. I just pretty much keep to my little comment section and my little Discord. So it's pretty chill there. I mean, there's annoying people that come in really hot, but for the most part, it's like we're just chatting about the chapter. So I don't have a terrible experience with it.
Yeah, on Twitter, when you're debating or arguing with somebody, it's like a boxing ring, but anybody can jump in, right? Yeah. So that's the thing. So me and Jay debating something, anybody can jump into the ring. So it becomes just this amalgamation of just toxicity. Because somebody jump in and say something like, we weren't even talking about. Where did that come from?
Yeah, how did that come
Like,
in?
what?
Someone
Well,
just
you
throwing a
said that
random
last
panel
week, so I
that's
wanted
got
to bring
nothing
it
to do with, ain't got nothing
I'm
to do
like,
with the
I'm out.
conversation. I'm just like, all right, bro.
I'm like, I'm out. It's cool. So, you know, I think that's the difference in the community now where like I'm not as into the public back and forths and like I think even some of my opinions where it's just like I save it for like talking to people I know or even making a video as opposed to even putting it out on Twitter. Cause just like I already know what it's gonna be. So I don't know. I think the community is generally in a decent place, but I think the longer it goes on, it feels like people are finding other ways to enjoy the story, especially with the breaks too.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right? With the breaks, people are like finding different ways to kind of fill in that time because
Yeah.
you know their name is Akainu 445. So they're like, you know, this is my time. So it's like a Akainu agenda. Then something starts to snowball on Twitter. I'm like, wait, what's going on? I'm like, all right, I'm off Twitter for the week. So, yeah.
You find
So that's the thing.
with the schedule that was once is no more, right? Like breaks just happen when they happen.
This happened.
Do you find with the increase of breaks, there is also a decrease with engagement?
For sure.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because also,
terribly too.
even the day the chapter's coming out is iffy, right? Because it could come out Thursday. For scans, it could come out Friday. And so some people just like, I guess I'll wait, you know, till Saturday or Sunday, whatever. Where now it's no real schedule, and then all the breaks. People are like, all right, wait, One Piece is back? I didn't even know.
Yes. See, that's what I'm feeling right
yeah.
now. It feels like the hype has really left the community for a lot of the community because we're not doing that week to week with the expected break. So we're all back and we're all excited. It's like it seems to have deflated a lot.
It has. Because I thought last chapter was great, right? With so much of the lore, what introduced with Nika and the possibility of Loki and what he could be, you know, and I didn't really feel the excitement from it, which was kind of different. Even with like a chapter with Shanks, you know, typically Shanks chapters, it's like I didn't really feel it, but it's just, you know, a lot of breaks. A lot of breaks. It zaps it.
You know what else I think? I think the anime going on break when it did has done a lot of damage.
That too.
It's done a lot of damage to like the circulation of One Piece, because normally what would happen is we'd have the chapters, everyone's excited, and if you have a good One Piece episode, the One Piece clips are doing rounds, right? So like when we had the Garp Beehive Island stuff, like One Piece was like all over YouTube, all over Twitter. Like it was trending and everything, but it's been on a break. And it's also where it took a break is that what we're gonna be coming back into is going to be a lot. Like One Piece is gonna blow up out of nowhere once we get back to like the Kuma backstory and Kizaru versus Luffy. Yeah, and then the girls being revealed. You know, like all of that stuff.
It's gonna be explosive for a while.
It's gonna be big.
Yes. Yeah, it'll come back around for sure. We're in a pretty big lull as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I think we're in a lull, and not just it has to be something insane to pull us out of the lull. Like legitimately just groundbreaking to pull us out of it. I don't know what that could be, but then the breaks are not going to stop at this point.
No.
Yeah.
You know,
the breaks are a big part of it. I think if we can get some really great chapters around the same time as we get season 2 of the live action dropping, then that could really build that momentum back up.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't even know, when is that dropping? Is it just?
I don't think we have a date.
We don't know. We don't have a date yet.
Or at the same time as the anime kicks back off. I just think 2 things at once could really help it.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. But for sure, right now it's definitely in a lull. What would you guys say is like, other than One Piece or the anime that you say has the most steam right now, or you're hearing people talk about the most? Is it Sakamoto?
So before it was
Solo Leveling,
because Dandadan was. But we're talking about now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, everybody was talking about that.
It's got to
But
be.
Don Don created a bunch of controversy, so it kind of created like a lot of buzz.
Controversy with
artist.
Chibi or
well, Chibi did it.
Yeah, Chibi did a lot.
Yeah, I'm talking about the artist that remade the characters to black.
What happened there?
You see that?
I feel like I did, but I might have forgotten. Like what?
Yeah, so somebody just did some art. Like they did Momo and Ken just as black and Latina. Like yeah,
I think
black
I
and
saw
Latina.
that. I think I
Just
did.
as like
And
a fan art?
Huh?
Just as a fan art?
Yeah, fan art. And Japan went crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then also I think the voice actor for Ken changed his Avi to that the fan art as well.
The Japanese or the English?
The English.
Interesting.
Yeah, bro. And I think the artist had to private delete. It was crazy, bro. It was insane. Yeah.
Wow.
I hadn't heard about any of that.
Yeah.
That is that's
wild.
That's your
It was
textbook.
wild.
That's a textbook cultural.
And the English voice actor
divide.
black.
Oh, yo, the chat is calling it clan. Oh,
It was a visceral reaction,
Yo.
man. It was crazy.
Crazy.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that. Wow, that's upsetting.
Was it Twitter Japan that was mad about the fan art?
Yeah. It was everyone Twitter. And Chibi had his thing, where he talked about that scene. So yeah, Don got a lot of. It was being talked about a lot.
A lot of publicity.
A lot of publicity.
It was. Yeah, it's a shame because the anime was genuinely a 10 out of 10. It was an excellent anime.
I love Don.
It was so good. Murphy, I don't know if you've seen it, but you should see it. No.
Yeah, Don is a great time. Great time. This artist was 14, so it was a kid that just decided to.
No way.
Yeah, they were.
And it popped off like that?
It went crazy.
Just another day. It's another day. Murphy, that's not the first time that's happened either.
A 14-year-old?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think generally people don't care how old somebody is. If they don't like something, they don't like something. And
They'll
then just
like it, they'll
keeps going.
Destroy him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't imagine being 14 and like creating some art I'm really proud of, and then all of a sudden people are like, you should die.
I was like,
oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the mangaka, not the.
Oh no. The fan art.
The fan art.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a 14-year-old mangaka is crazy, but no.
Yeah, 14 having something like that that's insane.
But still, like that's just sad. Like if the 14-year-old black or Latina,
I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
even think we knew the face. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
like if you're just trying to like represent yourself, and then people lose their minds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's a common thing, though. So I'm assuming you're not familiar. Are you familiar with like cosplay controversies as well? Like they'll be like
I'm so out of this world. Like
yeah,
I'm just like making my nice little videos, not in the wider fandom at all.
Upload, public, and then just go away.
Honestly, Murphy, you doing it right. You're actually doing it how
That's
we're
how you
supposed to.
probably should do it.
Because what Brago talked about with being like not engaging anymore, that used to be my calling card, especially when I was fresh. You know, I was like, I'd argue with everyone, I'd respond to everyone, I was in touch with the Twitter community, so like that used to be my thing. And that the bigger you get and the more you try to fight, the more people want to fight with you. And the more, and it's like, it gets to a point you don't
can't beat
win
the internet.
because you post like a giant paragraph like, this explains my point because everyone's misrepresenting my point. 4 different niggas will come down and be like, yeah, but you didn't think about this. I just argued that point with somebody else 20 minutes ago. They bring up the same point. All their boys look at it. People liking him like, yeah, get him, body them. He's finished. I was just like, yo, you can't be. Yo, it's not. Yo, Murphy, it's never worth it. It's never worth it.
No.
It's an endless cycle.
That's so
Retweet
funny.
and go.
Yeah. But the there's a whole thing about like people of different colors cosplaying like anime characters, and people like, oh, we don't like that, and it's like, oh, it's disgusting, and that's not an accurate representation, and black people should cosplay.
Like, that character is not black.
Yeah, like that was not black, and it's like it's just it's messy, and the anime community does have an issue with that. Yeah, messy's the term I would use, just because at the end of the day, it's like it's one of those things that you wish would change, but you just know there's gonna be some people that are gonna see it that way. And I think one thing I've learned about social media is you really do have the power to shut that out and stay into a box community that's healthy. It just takes a lot of I'm not interested in this, I'm not interested in that, and a lot of unfollowing to kind of like
it's tough as well, because as a content creator, the goal is to spread your wings and be on Twitter, be on Instagram, on TikTok, so people can consume your content and be out there, and like, but then it's more opinions, it's different audiences, and it kind of makes things difficult, because just like, all right, this is a lot for one person to deal with, and especially if you're posting a clip on TikTok, they don't have the full context, and you can get destroyed sometimes because of a clip, and it's like, you can't win.
And so many people go after your humanity. They don't just stop it. I didn't like what you said there.
No, it always devolves into how you look, how you say things, or just where you're from, right? It always goes too far. And then, of course, these people know Avi. You don't know who they are.
No,
nothing at all. So it's like it's not worth it arguing with like a unknown. Like, what's even the point? It's like, then people are like, why don't you interact with people? It's like, well, this happens. And when you respond, it's like, why are you responding?
Why are you responding? Like, yo, like, what's wrong with you?
Why are you so sensitive? I ignored thousands of these comments, and I finally responded to one. Now I'm sensitive. All right.
Yeah, and then they think they won because they're like, ha, got a rise out of you.
Yeah. And then you block them like, ha, look at this. They screenshot it. Like,
screenshot it, post it.
Look what I made him do. I made him block me. Now I just block everybody. I don't care. I think on Twitter now, if you block somebody, they can still see your profile.
Oh my God, bro. Toxic.
Yeah. But they just can't interact. It's silly. Yeah. It is. But man.
I would say, to answer your question though, Solo Leveling is definitely the one I think that's gonna get
Solo's
the most.
Great.
Solo is.
Because I read all of it too after the first season.
Oh, okay. You read all of it. I stopped at a certain point.
Nah, I read all of it. I had to read all of it.
I don't blame you.
Even on like part 2 now, Ragnarok.
Yeah, I heard that's a thing.
Yeah. I don't want to say what it's about because it kind of spoils. Yeah. But Ragnarok is great too. So Solo Leveling, I think, just based off of buzz is probably it right now. Sakamoto Days. I'm not watching it. Well, Apothecary too. Apothecary Diaries.
Love me some Apothecary. I love Apothecary.
Yeah.
Murphy, I feel like you'd really, really like Apothecary.
It is on the list. I'm about to start, or I have just
so too. Yeah, Apothecary. That
it's so good.
It's a breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was like mystery. How do I classify it? It's not battle manga. It's
like mystery suspense.
Yeah, mystery suspense.
Like a little bit of there's romance in there to a certain degree.
Romance. Yeah, a little bit of romance. Yeah.
Is the artwork really good?
I've watched it. I didn't read it.
It's a great watch. I mean, people say the manga is very good, so I'd assume.
Yeah, people say the manga is
good.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
Mao, I would say she's like, and it's kind of like Frieren, where the MC is a woman, and she's not like Frieren at all. Actually, she has some.
She's kind of like Frieren, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
She's like so eclectic, but she's so smart and aware of the most, like, the smallest things, but the obvious things. She's like, huh? what do you mean? I don't see that at all. But she's so smart, So I love Mao.
I'll put it higher on the list. I just got. Well, I'm not quite. I'm almost caught up with Witch Hat Atelier, which is about to be adapted. So I think that one's going to. It's some of the best art I've ever seen. Some of the best paneling I've ever seen. really highly recommend it just for the art piece of it, but it's also a really good story.
I haven't heard about it. What's that about?
Witch Hat Atelier. It's okay, so it's a world where there are witches and then there's the normies, and there's a little girl who wants to be a witch, but it's not accessible to her. She lives in a little, very humble life, but then she gets a hold of a magic book and realizes that this is accessible to everybody. There's just secrets in this world, keeping it from the common man. So then she starts playing with some runes and causes terrible damage. And so then she gets taken away to an atelier, to a little home for witches to train. And now she's learning magic, but also trying to undo what harm she's done with the magic. And it's very slice of life, very beautiful, very intricate magic system, but it's also like really presses you on, okay, I understand why you don't want everybody on the street to have immeasurable power. A ruler to have their own.
Murphy dipping out a little bit.
A lot of.
Yeah, she's coming out a little bit.
My back.
Kinda. Wait, you're freezing.
Jay, you sound a little crazy too.
I think that's what I was thinking. Is it me or is it Discord?
I think it's Jay.
I think it might be me, yo. It's not. No, my connection is okay.
I think Jay's infected us.
It's me. There's no way. But the stream is fine. Is this
the stream looks fine?
Yeah, the stream looks fine. The stream looks fine. Chat, you can hear me, right? Are we good? Is it just Discord that's doing this?
Hey, on the stream, I'm crazy.
Yeah, you're like
on the stream, Rago, you're totally out.
Yeah. But Jay looks fine on the stream, and you and I look crazy, so it's Jay.
Yes. Yes.
So this is this.
So Jay's trying to take us out. He's done with us.
So Jay, yeah, he's trying to lose us because Jay looks crazy here on Discord. I can't even see him.
But he looks totally fine.
He looks totally fine on stream.
Yo, so do I need to leave? The stream does not look fine, bro. No, I mean, like, is the stream lagging? Because it's not. Okay, hold on. Let me leave and come back. Hold on. Let me let's try that.
You're not.
Okay, you're back.
Okay. That's so much. Yeah. Okay. It was Discord. It was just Discord. All right. I swear, Murphy.
Not buying it.
I promise you, it was just Discord.
It was intentional.
Nah, it wasn't intentional. Murphy, continue. Go ahead. You're giving us a beautiful explanation, a slice of life, and she's learning to be a witch, and then that.
Yeah. So it gives you the overview of, okay, yeah, I get why you've decided to keep magic from everyone, because you don't want everyone on the street to have immeasurable power. You don't want every ruler to constantly be going to war because you're unstoppable. So you're going to withhold that information. But then very quickly, our protagonist Coco sees the disparity that the withholding has caused among, the people that are slipping through the cracks in society. So it's like it pushes the reader to engage with all of that alongside of this little girl that's slowly seeing it. And there's a ton of traveling. And again, best paneling work I've ever seen. Like, truly, it takes my breath away. Highly recommend it.
That reminds me of Magi, the Magnostat arc.
Yep.
Where they kind of tackle classism among mages. Why you should have it, why shouldn't you have it, the people that are allowed to have it, the type of magic you can learn, and a bit of the Balbad arc as well in Magi.
That was good.
Yeah. So that's I'm interested. I'm actually it's called Witch Hat.
Witch Hat Atelier.
Yeah, because I absolutely love Magi, and it's giving me
on Viz.
Yeah, I'm with it. I don't know. Wait, what else are you reading, Murphy? Because people ask for recommendations.
Assassination Classroom.
Oh, okay.
I haven't
that.
read that or finished that yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen Assassination Classroom. I heard a lot of good things about Assassination Classroom, but I haven't seen it yet.
And I'm reading JoJo's. Jay, join me.
I am such an anime only with JoJo's. It's like unreal. Like, I'm so attached to the JoJo anime. Like, I I don't want to read it. I don't want to read JoJo. I just want to watch it. Like I'm just me being honest. I love watching JoJo's, but I've heard so many things about Steel Ball Run. I've heard it's so good.
Have you got it?
3
manga? Oh, you're still in part 3 for JoJo's?
Yeah, I'm still on part 3.
How do you like it?
I love JoJo. It's the amazing blend of ridiculousness, action, and then the anime is just so over the top of the sound effects. It just makes things funnier. But I love JoJo. I think it's a great watch.
So you're in part 3, so
that is with Abdul and Jotaro, right?
Jotaro is my favorite protagonist. Do you like him?
Yeah. I like him. I like Joseph a bit more, right?
Yeah. That's fair.
But I would say that from where he began, like the first few episodes, I'm like, who is this degenerate? Right? Where he even called his mom. He called his mom a B.
Yeah, like toxic.
I was like, wait, what? He was toxic.
It was very toxic.
He's grown so much. I'm like, is this the same character?
In his defense, she was annoying.
She wasn't though, but she just cared about him so much, you know. Where he went to jail to get away from her. This is crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. But I think after that, he's grown a lot to the point where he's understanding. He listens a lot more. He cares about his friends. I just like, okay, so I misread who he was from the beginning. So he's really grown on me. Like he really has grown on me. So
good,
I like it.
Yeah, you're still very much in the episodic versions. And part 4 is Jay's favorite.
I think with part 3, my only issue with it is not really an issue, but it's just like these people have like the most meticulous stands that have these amazing powers. I'm like, there's no way they're gonna figure this out. And then through some bumbling, stumbling Mickey way, they figure it out. I'm like, yo, how did you fumble this lead? Like, how do these people fumble these leads? Like, even the monkey with the boat, they had no idea what was going on. He walks out because he was horny, and then he gets caught by all of them. I don't know, but I do like the stand powers. It's just how they figure it out sometimes is crazy. Like even with Jotaro, he was like underwater, had no way to get out of it. Somehow he gets out of it, but it's funny.
Oh, by breathing air from a rock. From under a rock.
It's like the most ridiculous way they get out of things, but
so dumb.
It's funny.
But I love dumb solutions like that, though. It's like the whole time he's like, I bet you think I'm gonna go to the surface to get air, but no, I'm going under this rock. It's like, no, you're right. Congratulations.
So I would say
one where he's like, he caught him again, and then he attacked like the I guess the airway on the side of the stream or something, and the air blew him away from the land. And I was like, okay, I didn't see that coming. Cool.
So one thing I'll say about JoJo's is that's literally the essence of JoJo's itself. It makes the Mickey enjoyable. It's all about the Mickey in JoJo.
Nah,
if anything, it's like, and the thing is, it's like it gets so much more insane in part 4 and in part 5. Like, watching Murphy's experience of part 4 is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen, like ever, because there's so many stupid things that, like, just like with the monkey that comes out because he's horny, like
he's horny. Bro, even a man with like 2 right hands.
Why does he have 2 right hands? Like,
why does he have 2 right hands, bro? It's the most ridiculous thing. And then it was a situation where they thought they got him, and they're like, yeah, he's injured, and then they come up across this like random black guy that's hurt. It's like, that's obviously him. Let's kill him. And it's like, oh, you thought it would be him. I just saw somebody you think it would be, and I attacked him, so you think it would be him. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Bro, it is so ridiculous. I'm like, okay, all right. But nah, I love JoJo.
That is
I love
JoJo. Have y'all heard of Kagurabachi?
I read the first chapter.
I have heard that is the next series up.
It is. It's edgy. I would say that off of the first chapter, super edgy.
Red is such a bad sell.
Well, that's the thing I remember. That's the main thing I remember. It's okay. Let me remove edgy. It's cool, right? Like it feels really cool. It's swords. It's swordsmen. It seems like they're gonna go the route of like people having different techniques and different blades and stuff like that. So it's just like, it just feels like something that's gonna be easily adapted in regards to animation. People are gonna love it just because people like swords, you know. So
Have either of you read Vagabond?
Yes, a long time ago I read it though.
I've read up to Spear guy.
Ah, that's good. The Spirit Guy's good.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
really good part.
Is that
Yeah.
when the second protagonist is introduced? Who's Spear Guy? What are you talking about?
It's the bald guy, right?
The bald
bald
guy
monk-
where
the bald monk, right?
The bald monk. Yeah, they're dueling. They're about to duel.
That is
Yeah, they're about to
literally,
duel.
that's literally one of the most memorable parts in the entire
Yeah.
series. I
They're
love
about to
that
duel.
part.
They're about to duel.
No, you're at the, okay, yeah. You're at peak. I ain't gonna lie, because to me, that's the moment where Vagabond really pulled me in. It was like right there. I was like, oh, this fight with, because he's the son of like the monk that's head of the temple, and he's about to challenge Taki's on
Yeah.
the 1v1. Yeah. That is.
Takezo.
Yeah.
Who pissed? What was the name of the guy that pissed me
Yeah.
off? He pissed me
Drago.
off.
That guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait. No. Well, I remember him. He's fighting the bald
So
one.
Murphy, the guy's bald.
He's bald, and he was like, he completely overwhelmed him. And this is the rematch, I believe.
Yeah.
The one that's
was his?
yeah, he's super zen. Like, okay, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Where the old guy was he was a former head of it. I forget his name.
Yes. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember. his name.
Inshin.
Yes. Wow, that's crazy.
Inshin. Yeah.
And
That's who he's about to do.
Really.
But the guy that pissed me off is what's his name? He ran away, left his man.
I know exactly. All you had to do was say that guy that pissed me off. Everyone knows who you're talking about.
Oh my god, bro!
His best friend from the very start.
Oh my gosh, dog! He pissed me off so much.
Having sex in the bushes while he's screaming out for help.
Trash on another level. Then he goes and God, just wipes up this whore. And then gets mad when she is what she is.
Oh, I'm like, hey man,
that's what you chose.
That's what you wanted.
But it seems like he's getting redeemed now. Where I am, getting some redemption. He's starting to find himself because he's not weak. He's just weak-minded. Yeah, he's going through a journey. But no, I like Vagabond. It's one that I gotta really lock in on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because it's very slow. So you need to read it in chunks. It's not like a bit by bit. But it is.
Somebody said, I'm not gonna lie, Vagabond was born at the start, and I just dropped it. I thought he was gonna say, yeah, it got really good. He said, I just dropped it.
Yeah, I know.
That is the definition. That's the definition of that meme of that guy hiking, tunneling to get to the diamond and then turning back when he's about to get there.
Just turn around.
Yeah.
That's the guy you hate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Him.
Not good, man.
That guy.
Not good, bro.
Man.
The worst.
Not good. Not the answer.
The worst.
I like Takezo though. Brute.
This is awesome.
He's trying to figure it out through strength. And I like when he got to somebody that's stronger than him. He's like, dang, did everything I believe in, was it wrong? Am I wrong? Should I live?
Should I? Yeah.
You know,
And it keeps getting like that.
Yeah. No,
Question
like I said,
for
it's a
you,
slow
Trevor.
burn initially. Mm-hmm.
You were rereading AOT recently, right?
Rewatching.
Rewatching. Have you finished your rewatch?
No, I'm on season 3, episode 9. They just stopped our Historia's dad, Rod. when he's about to when he turned into that insane fire
that
colossal
disgusting
titan thing.
Colossus Titan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they just
The
stopped.
worst.
He's despicable.
He's despicable.
He's actually horrific.
So I've just finished watching it or reading it / watching it recently. What is something? Yes.
Okay.
What is something in your rewatch that you've gained from it? Because I feel like this is a series that I loved so much, but I know that I haven't actually experienced it until I've gone back.
A lot of unsung heroes.
Okay.
Hanj.
Yes,
I don't
Hanji.
think she gets enough credit. Pixies.
Agreed.
Yes, that's true. That's a good one.
So key in so many moments for
He's the one
things
that
happening.
says, "I'll be the butcher," right? Was that his line?
He was the guy who basically was in charge of the coup, and he's like, I'm willing to kill myself if it doesn't work.
Yes.
We were willing to sacrifice our lives if it doesn't work.
Yes.
But like Pixies, it's like even with Aaron and turning him over, he was instrumental. And I don't think he gets enough credit in regards to how much he impacted things going his way or going the way of Erwin. I know Erwin gets a lot because Erwin is, Erwin is Erwin. It's like, yeah, but it's like so many unsung heroes with like Pixies, Hanji, Aaron. Like I'm starting to understand his turn, right? Where it's like he's changing slowly but surely every season, every experience.
Where do you identify his turn really beginning?
I think when he starts to find out more about what his dad did, where he gets all the information where it's like, oh, my dad did all this to give me this power. Right. Do I deserve to live? Am I worthy of doing all this for these people? Yeah. And so it's like he's starting to, like, it feels like he was just so wide-eyed where it's like, I can do anything. I can figure it out. I have this power. And then he starts to question why he has the power in the first place. He's willing to give the power away. And then he goes through a moment of acceptance when he's kind of using this niche role to help stop Rod, where it's like, okay, it's some doubt creeping in, and he's not as just overly positive as he was the first two and a half seasons, right? He's now starting to have some doubt. And he's like, okay, he's starting to see the change where he's thinking a bit more and questioning things. So it's just like, I got to the beginning of season 4 in the anime where like he completely 180'd, which I'm not gonna lie, I hated it so much. Not because of what he did. Huh?
At the sea when he pointed and he was like, I'm not going to be happy. I can't enjoy this moment until they're all dead. Or was it after that when he just went all in?
I wasn't mad at him being mad at like everybody else. I was just upset about how he was treating his friends.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Especially Mikasa and Armin. Like, yeah, like come on, bro.
It was too much for a lot of people in that moment.
Yeah, I was like, come on, man. Like they were. Mikasa, she was willing to die for you. Armin too, at the drop of a hat. But this, mission, and purpose, you kind of prioritize those things. But Attack on Titan is like it's because I made a list of like anime that I've watched at least one season of, and I got to like 67. Wow. And Attack on Titan is number 5 for me all time. And it could go higher.
I don't remember where it was.
Do you have One Piece 1, number 1?
No, it's 3.
Interesting.
Okay, top 2.
FMAB and Hunter.
No way.
My boy, I told you that's my boy. I told you that's my nigga. I told y'all.
Yep. FMAB and Hunter. 1 and 2.
Told you, bro.
But One Piece in the top 5. I gotta have it in the top 5.
Of course. Nah. I'll be surprised if you did.
Yeah, I gotta have it in the top 5. But the AOT, Naruto is 4. It could pass Naruto, but Naruto's a lot of nostalgia. I feel like Naruto was a show right after Dragon Ball that would say crossed over really well, and that I got really into, not by myself but with friends as well. So there's so much nostalgia with Naruto that I can't drop it. You know, it's obviously issues with the story, but yeah, I'm always loving Naruto. But yeah, FMAB is the GOAT.
I agree.
It's just great. It's just great. Every time I watch it, the characters stand out even more. You know, it's not too long. I think the women in the show as well shine.
Best.
You know,
I think it's the best anime. I think it's the anime that has the best female cast of female characters. Period. I can't think of a series. Maybe if you want to throw Claymore in there, that's a little cheating. But like, wanted to throw Claymore in there, unless y'all have some rebuttals.
No, I probably agree. I think of series like Frieren, but I think that
Frieren's good.
I still think Full Metal does better because Frieren.
Frieren's a good one.
It does its female characters really well, but it does their female characters really similar. Whereas Full Metal has more of a range.
Yeah. Yeah, Full Metal, they nail it. They nail it.
Yeah.
I think in regards to that. I think it's not that, because Bino saying FMA isn't perfect, but it was good. I don't think it's perfect, but I think for the length of the anime, how many characters, the story, the action, it's just a great package. It's just a great package where I'm just like, this is, no matter how many times I watch it, it's great. And then Hunter x Hunter is just...
It's Hunter, dog. Yeah, I was about to say, it's just Hunter, dog. Like, it's a certain thing.
But, you know, it does benefit from the fact that it's not done, and Togashi takes so much time. But, you know, I think even where I'm caught up to the manga now, and some things that I found read in a manga recently has made it even better.
Yeah.
Like, York New is even better now.
So
because of
the recent arc, or because the manga is different?
The manga has provided more context in regards
to
characters. Yeah. For context for York New and the troop specifically.
Okay.
Now, would you argue this? Because I just read the Kurapika Volume 0 for the first time like last month. And I'm frustrated with Togashi that's not in like the full canon. Because I feel like
I read it last month as well.
Bro, tell me if that was not in the anime that York New will be over Chimera. Like, don't tell me, because then so there's a few things, right? I feel like if I knew that context, if I was Kurapika, I would have let go and Killer would die. I ain't even gonna lie. I know that sounds crazy to sound. They would have died, bro. There's nothing that could have
resolved.
Yeah, like I think with that, I don't think there's anything that could have quelled the rage in my heart.
Though.
Yeah.
Well, the rage is from losing his friend.
Yes.
And Gon and Killua kind of
remind him of.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so for him, it's not saying they fill that hole, but it's just like, okay, I definitely can't lose these two to them. You know?
That's true. Because then it'd be
so
like,
it's even more motivation. Yeah. But I read it because I was reading it live. People was like, you got to read Kurapika's story. I was like, Kurapika has a story? Like, what are we talking about? Then you read it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then they go back to foreshadowing about the guy with the mole and all this different stuff. And it's like, I agree with you. Where like, with the context I have, York New very close to Chimera Ant. Very close.
It's like
very close, but Chimera Ant is still better.
Did you read Volume 0, Murphy?
I did, but not as recently as y'all, so I can't speak on it very much.
Murphy, you caught up?
I remember yeah, I'm caught up. Or well, I haven't done some of the recent chapters.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I would say this because I recently went back and read some Chimera Ant chapters, and I love the anime. I think the anime is great, but I think I feel closer to the characters to the manga. If that makes sense. Like, I feel like it's much more descriptive. I feel like sometimes with the anime, I'm distracted by everything going on, the lights, the narrator. I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. I'm not really paying attention as much as in the manga, where rereading the Meruem and Komugi scene in the manga, I was like, it broke me, bro. It broke me again in the manga. It was like,
you can sit with it longer too.
Yeah. Just just sit with the panels. You don't have to move on. Just the dialogue. It feels like it's a genuine love. Just true love. And so like, if anybody hasn't read Hunter x Hunter, like as much as I love the anime and it makes things better in certain instances, I'd read Chimera. Please.
What would you say that the scene, because there's a moment that makes me cry no matter what in the anime. I've tried. I always cry. Is with Reina going back as an aunt, and the mom instantly
knew it was her.
And she's like, how did you know? And every time she says, how did you know? I start crying. Because I can't handle it. Like, I can't handle it, right? How was that moment in the manga? And is it comparable? Which moment hits your feels more in that moment?
Because the crazy part, after when I was rereading it, I went and watched that scene and read that scene in the same breath. I think with the anime, because of the OST, I think it hits a little bit more in the anime. It's crazy because like in FMAB, I have a scene that like it chokes me up every time. It's the scene where Ed and Al, they're arguing because Al thought Ed was trying to replace him. And it's like, I'm your brother. Like, how could you replace me? And where Al is saying that, and Ed's like, I could never replace you. Like, what are you talking about? You're my brother. Like, I'll do anything for you. I was like, that scene like gets me every time. It's like, you just know, because especially on a rewatch, just their journey and everything that Ed is willing to go through, and that point where he's like, I'm coming, get you. I'm
best
come
moment
get you.
in anime history, boy. Oh, that point is
so. It's just like I think about all that. I'm like, Ed is willing to do anything for Alphonse.
Anything.
So him questioning that is like, Al, you have no idea what Ed is willing to do for you, bro.
And then Winry, I think Winry's placement in that moment was so perfect because Winry had already seen the locket. So Winry was like, oh, no, you didn't just say that to my man. Like, Winry lost her mind, bro.
Yeah,
she
Winry
cussed Al out. She cussed him out, boy.
Because Ed was just like...
He just took it.
What? Like, do you understand?
Yeah.
Nah. It's that moment gets me every time, bro. Every time.
Somebody put in the chat, terrible day for rain.
Yeah.
FMAB has its moments, man.
Yeah,
it has its moments. Such a good show.
I feel like we've got to talk about Vinland Saga as well, because that's on your list. It's on my list.
So
where's Vinland for me?
Matter of fact, Murphy, where is One Piece on your ranking? Because it's
number one.
It's at 1? I'm not surprised.
Vigor.
I don't have 500 series behind me. What did you say?
He said vigor.
We've identified what kind of fan I am.
I get it.
Like vigor was just used in a very strong way just there.
It was so strong, vigor. I was like, yo.
there was some power behind that.
You see, the crazy part is like, I feel like a lot of people, when you read One Piece, especially after the binge, it's hard not to have it one.
Yes.
Right? You're coming off this high that is just like nothing can top this. Nothing can top this.
Although Dragon Ball is still in my top 5. And Jay, you didn't even mention it.
So I haven't read Dragon Ball. I've only seen Dragon Ball Z. I've not.
I am currently watching through Dragon Ball for the first time. I'm at episode 139.
How did you miss it? How are you just now doing it?
When I was younger, Dragon Ball Z would come on like cable every now and again. So I'd watch Dragon Ball Z. So I think it was never showing at the time. And so I felt like by the time like anime was popular on websites, I was like, all right, I don't gotta watch Dragon Ball. That's old, whatever, you know. So then some people are like Dragon Ball is great. Dragon Ball is great. I'm like, all right, let me go see. And Dragon Ball is fantastic. Dragon Ball is so good. Dragon Ball is so good. My love for Tien is I didn't care for Tien in Dragon Ball Z. In Dragon Ball, oh my god, Tien is.
I would have expected Tien to be the first name out of your mouth.
Because like he went through such a crazy story arc.
Yes.
Of like in the insane villain. Like he was a villain.
Yes.
Like Tien.
I love Tien too. I just didn't expect it to be the first name.
I think because of his experience, because he just fought somebody that he cared about, because I don't want to spoil Jay, that he cared about, that he could have done so dirty.
Yes.
But he took the high road. And it's just like, Tien, you have my respect. Goku in Dragon Ball is great.
Yes.
He's great. Like, they make him like a bumbling idiot in DBZ. And I think in Dragon Ball,
he is in Dragon Ball too.
He's aloof, and he's just like trying to figure things out. It comes across so genuine. Yes. Like you have no choice but to smile. Like even with Chi-Chi, meeting Chi-Chi for the first time, and he's like, "Wait, are you it's like the Pats?"
The Pats.
Like, Jay, I'm gonna just say this. Goku doesn't know the difference between men and women, boys and girls.
I remember with there's a Bulma scene that kind of like explains that too, right? Yeah, okay.
He does not know the difference between boys and girls. So like he has a method to figure it out.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And so it's he's like genuinely confused, bro. But it's innocent. Yeah, somebody says innocent and pure. I agree with that 1,000%. So Goku's great. Mercenary Tao is a favorite of mine. I really like Tao.
Tell me you love Piccolo.
I'm just getting into Piccolo.
Okay.
I'm just getting into Piccolo. So I haven't finished Piccolo yet. Well, I finished King Piccolo. Now I'm finding out about Junior. Yeah. Newfound respect for Krillin. Krillin has my respect. He has my respect. I got to give Krillin his respect.
Respect for Krillin. Alrighty.
Yes.
Yamcha's who we thought he was.
We know what you are.
Nothing has changed. Bro, I'm shocked. But I would say this. Yamcha, he doesn't get done any favors. I think even with his opponents, the situations he's put in, wow. Like, bro, when I say Yamcha has literally no crazy significant moments that you can be like, man, Yamcha, that was amazing. I'm like, I didn't think it was true. I thought people just trolling with Yamcha. Nothing. Bro, Jay, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
Chat doesn't know what to do with you right now.
The Yamcha is the father.
He's who you thought he was, bro. I went in with low expectations, and they're the same. He's a joke. I wanted to like him.
Not to be that manga nerd, but do check out the manga as well, because I think that this series has the best manga fight scenes I've ever read. They're so clean.
I gotta go back. I don't mind reading the manga because Dragon Ball is so good. Bulma is good as well. Bulma's good. I like Bulma. I would say this with Bulma. She has moments where she's just annoying. Where she's just the most annoying. Just like, it was one time she asked Goku to go somewhere. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna go with you, Goku. And Goku's like, all right, sure, I don't care. And then she goes to Goku and she's like, why did I come here? Goku's like, I didn't ask you to come with me. She's complaining the entire time. I'm like, and then there's one time she got pissed at Yamcha. Yeah, I'm just like, wait. I didn't mean that. It's just mad the entire. I'm like, Bulma, what's wrong with you? But she's great though. She's great. I like Bulma. I like Bulma. But outside the choreography in the anime, there are times when I'm watching it, bro, and it's like, this is so good. Not even considering when it came out. It's just good. It's just really, really good. Like Goku versus Krillin is really good. I don't want to spoil anything, but either way, it's a lot of great matchups. I recommend Dragon Ball heavily. Like off of that, Dragon Ball's in my top 10. It's in my top 10.
I'm gonna have to. It's on my list. I'm gonna experience Dragon Ball at some point. I just need to find myself in the mood.
Nah,
That's all
bro,
it
it's such a great watch. It's such a great watch. Like I said, shout out to Tien. Shout out to my guy Tien.
I agree.
Sure.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but it is an incredible series.
Who are the characters you like, Murphy?
So in the early, like in Dragon Ball, I of course love Goku. I love Piccolo. Where is it? I am a stan of the most obvious.
Vegeta.
Go.
Yes. It's pretty easy, but I also love Bulma. I don't know, like a lot of my favorite characters are later on as well. Like I love the dynamic between Goku and Vegeta. I love the next generations that we get to see later on as well. But I like the slice of life, very chill, wholesome vibes.
Thank you for reminding me. I forgot some of my guys. I forgot about Oolong. Oolong is hilarious. Launch.
I've heard Launch is really good. I've never seen Launch like in any action at all, but like
that's my issue. That's my issue because Launch is hilarious, bro. Launch is so funny. And her stick is just, I think is great. Launch should be in Dragon Ball Z. People saying like she's in there, but she's not. Who else? Puar. I think Puar is hilarious. And of course Roshi. Roshi, the slice of life moments of Roshi. Oh my god, bro. It's great. The slice of life in Dragon Ball is fantastic.
It really is. I mean,
fantastic.
Obviously the fights are incredible in the series, but the slice of life element is so good.
Yeah. Nah, and Krillin's hilarious as a kid too.
Yes.
Goku and Krillin, that dynamic. And even just random characters that get introduced. And the funniest thing in the anime, I'd say, is like they have like the characters have random accents. Like just randomly, like a character just be Irish and Australian and British and Indian.
I've only seen clips of a couple, but I haven't seen very much of that.
So random. And they change characters' accents like halfway through the arcs. It's crazy. It's
hilarious.
Nah, I love Dragon Ball, bro. Let me ask you guys, do you guys have Death Note anywhere in you guys' list? Because it's top 10 for me.
Honorable mention it was for me.
Death Note, yeah.
No way, all the way through? Even after the thing?
So for me, it's the other half that took it out of my top 10. Because I was thinking about it. Because everything with L is like, it's like I'm watching a cinematic. I'm watching a Scorsese movie. That's what it feels like.
But that's my thing, Jay. I can't forget how that perfection was and how it made me feel.
It was so good. Like
stop when it needed to stop.
Yes. Oh my god.
It definitely should have stopped. But like that stretch.
Yes. S tier stretch. Absolutely agree.
Bro. One of the
brilliant.
One of the greatest moments most devious, demonic, devilish moments I've ever seen is with Light and that. What's that girl's name? When she finally revealed her name and he saw it in the driver's license. What was her name? Oh my god, was it Naomi? What was it?
What's her name?
The one that was the wife of Ray Penbar. The chat's gonna let me know. I swear it was Naomi. It was Naomi.
Was it Naomi?
Misa is
I think
the main
Misa
girl.
was his girlfriend.
Misa was his girlfriend, but when he revealed himself to be
Naomi, you're right. The black-haired girl?
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the chat's telling me it's Naomi. When he found out what her name was before she went to that office and he said, "I'm Kira," and she could not respond, I was like, oh my god, this guy is sick.
He's sick.
That is sick. That is
He's sick.
sick. That was sick.
I mean, he's so sick, but it's just like
But
I
you
wasn't
get
sure
it,
who I
though.
wanted to win. I get it.
Right. Right. It's like it's the
I was rooting
perfect.
for him.
Oh, I might.
I'm like,
Yeah,
would I do that?
First, though.
He's like, am I killing? Because he's killing criminals at first. Like all the people that he
Like,
deemed bad
It
people.
makes sense.
And then Ella's like, no. You don't get to determine that. It's not up to you.
Oh, it's
And it's just
so-
that back and forth. And then Ella's just so casually, I think you're Kidda, but I'm just going to stick with you and we're going to figure it out.
And the thing is, he knew from the beginning. I said, "Oh, it's you. I know it's you.
He's
but
like,
I'm gonna catch
you.
you. I'm gonna catch you. Just wait. Yo.
I might need a reread.
It's just so
You
crazy
need to.
because he's just baiting L. He's just baiting Light so much, just baiting him. And it's just like, oh man, Light, how you gonna get out of this one?
Yeah.
It's such a great back and forth. Like I said,
I
part
mean, finishing
2.
the story is really important. You're right, but also you would do the same stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, finishing it is great, but it's just like for Erased. Erased is on my list. At some point, doesn't have the best ending.
I've heard really good things about that one.
It's like 31. It's 31 for me. But
the first 8 episodes, I would say first 6 to 8 episodes really get you locked in.
It's great.
So Jacko made a good point, because there's a series I've read twice that I really should have put in my top 10 that I don't think any of you guys have read, and it's like Myself, After Fort Malice, or it's a long name. Hold on, Myself, Aforethought is it's a long name. Yeah, My Dearest Self, Malice, Aforethought. I have read this series twice. It's 99 chapters. The art is incredible. It is one of the most thrilling mystery, suspense / horror manga I've ever read. It is you're basically following this gruesome serial killer, right? Where he had these murders that he committed over a certain years ago, and everyone remembers it because it was terrible. The way he murdered these people was terrible. And the story was, they caught the guy, they killed him, and he was burned into a fire. And you follow his son and how his son is living with the aftermath of his dad being a serial killer, only for the mystery to open up again because he killed again. The same murders happened again. So now it's a whole story to figure out what's going on, what happened. And then it becomes this internal psychological battle and warfare and mystery that takes you on so many different loops. And the twist at the end, you just won't see it coming. That's all I'm gonna say. 99 chapters.
I think I'm at the point now where I appreciate more psychological character writing more than anything. It's cool to have the meathead shows where it's all right, it's fun, but I'm leaning more to character shows. That's why Apothecary is one that Apothecary, Freerin, those are moving me way more than, and then even in Dragon Ball, I'm appreciating character moments where it's just that's more important to me than anything now.
Yeah.
So that's one I'm definitely down to check out. Somebody said Noragami. I love Noragami.
So then there's, on that point, Brago, I wanted to mention, because that's one of the reasons why One Piece also was lower than some of the series I have on that list. Because Murphy, when you brought up Vinland Saga, I wanted us to talk about it because Vinland Saga is literally all that: character, psychology, introspection, internal transformation, and then being challenged by the world. Thorfinn's character arc to Farmland. Farmland is all psychology.
Yes.
It's
all
all character.
Farmland Saga in season 2.
Yeah.
What's that?
They're calling it Farmland Saga season 2.
That's what it is.
Isn't that what it's called?
I mean, people hated it at first just because of how slow it was.
Because it was a thing that people hated it, but they're not reading it.
I think if you saw it through, you had a great payoff. I'm not gonna lie, because even in season 1, a character that I absolutely despise. Well, I didn't despise, maybe a little bit. I didn't like the transformation. Canute.
Canute, interesting.
In season 1,
I mean, I wasn't his biggest fan either.
Okay, the first time I watched it, because you're just taking in information, I thought his transformation felt sudden.
Yes.
I was like, where the hell did this guy come from? Who is this guy? It felt unbelievable. On the second watch, I'm like, okay.
It took me labor to finally get in with his character.
Yeah, it took a while, but I was like, okay, I see it now. I think far and away, Askeladd is phenomenal.
Legend.
Yes.
Legend.
Yes.
I think he's phenomenal. I think him and Thorfinn work so well in season 1, just because through Askeladd and his journeys and even him finding himself even more, he's teaching Thorfinn so many different life lessons. And Thorfinn, through red eyes, can't even see it at the time.
Yeah.
Like, he's just seeing red. He's just rage, anger. And it's such a good contrast. And then having Canute in the middle of it. I really enjoyed Vinland Saga on the rewatch a lot more. Because now I'm paying attention. Now I'm focused. Why didn't I like Canute? Because it just felt like it was a switch. But like, no, there are moments leading up to Canute's change. He's trying to be better. He's trying to live up to expectations. And so like the Vinland Saga, I really enjoyed it. And you know, season 2 was slow as well. And I don't know what I was waiting for with Thorfinn. I was like, is all that rage gone? Just gone completely? Did he come to terms with it? And then, you know, I have no enemies. You know, I was like, whew. And then even Canute, I was like, okay, there's been some growth there too.
Because he laughed, and he was laughing. He's like, this man is so dumb, but he's not dumb at all.
Yeah.
Like he's really not dumb. I just don't. Yeah. He's like, I want you to prove to me you can do this, because I don't think it can be done, but maybe you can. Because Canute would be the example of, I've accepted the world the way it is, and I'm going to go about it the world's way. And Thorfinn is like, I see it completely different, and I'm going to prove to the world it can be done this way.
Yeah.
I think Thorfinn is just insane resolve. And I think it stands out more considering like what we saw in season 1 and where he came from. And it's just like, to get to that place, man, so much soul searching.
Yeah.
It's just like, that is next level. So, Vinland Saga is one of those. I really like Vinland Saga.
I even think the side characters, like Thor's didn't get a lot of time, was an incredible character. Thorkill is like the himbo, and he's the best.
Chaos incarnate.
But each character it's a series that takes characters through a similar but different journey. So it all feels connected, but it's exploring it from different angles. And one of the best female characters I've read, and she only got like 1 scene. It was the mom protecting her baby.
The mom.
Yeah. Is that the one? Is that the mom that helped Thorfinn out and let him live in the house? Or is that a different?
No, but she was great too. The one with the fire. No, it was the mom that
Einar's mom.
Is that, I couldn't remember the kid's name. The kid.
Was it Einar, the one who ended up working on the farm with Thorfinn?
The one that worked in the farm.
I'm trying not to be spoilery. It's later on in the series. Maybe y'all haven't gotten there. Have you read? Are you caught up?
I haven't read past. I haven't caught up yet.
All right, never mind. I'll stop talking then.
Okay, all right. So then we'll.
Okay. I'm anime only too.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have the book. That's the thing. So I'm like, I'm gonna get into it, but I've just.
It continues to be excellent.
Okay.
Vinland Saga is one of those, and I think it's great because you can rewatch it and notice things every single time. The characters are that good.
Yeah.
Snake was so good.
Snake was
Arnhide, good. People mentioned Arnhide, the woman at the well with Einar, and like their story, and the guy like.
Yes, that was such a good arc.
Yeah, it was just So like the reason I brought that up, and Brago, when you said that your tastes have kind of gone into more the psychological realm, I think what really has stuck, what's like, someone said that maybe it's just the fact that your tastes have changed as you've grown older, because at this stage of life that I'm getting into, I'm a lot more aware of what's going on with me and trying to fix a lot of things internally and like trying to be more self-aware. So like if my mindset is on like what's going on internally and like introspection as well, I relate to characters that go through similar journeys or authors that explain that journey because I'm able to relate to it. And I think with One Piece and particularly post-timeskip, we've done a lot less of that. Like for example, if you look at Enies Lobby, you got a lot of that with Usopp and a lot of that with Robin, right? And I think the reason why I liked Whole Cake is because Sanji's story, you got a lot of that with Sanji and his backstory and like what he's dealing with. And I think with Wano, we didn't get a lot of that at all. And I think in post-timeskip, there's not a lot of focus on the individual introspection of Straw Hats and the characters the way it used to be. So like right. I think I was losing a connection and attachment to One Piece because I think I absorb the medium differently. And that's what I'm thinking is like maybe it's just that I've changed and not that One Piece has changed. What do you guys think about that?
I'm trying to think about the characters in One Piece post-timeskip that moved me and why they moved me.
See, like maybe like Corazon.
It's crazy because like I didn't expect to get moved by like Brûlé.
Brulee's not a bad one though.
Like, Brulee's a good one.
It's such a small moment. It's one chapter, and off of that chapter, I was like,
I know, and it attaches me to Katakuri too.
I was like, I get it. Okay,
yeah.
I understood Katakuri. Yeah,
you understand Kat, you understand Brûlé, and why is she in the mirror world with Katakuri fight? That's her brother that like willing to do anything for her. So she's gonna be watching him, and she's been watching him. She understands his struggle, right? So they're connected, and so that's why he's willing to do anything for her. So it's just like that one chapter did it for me. And so I think what it is, I think Oda is, especially post-timeskip, he's been going for more the style points where it's like, we don't need all that. Like you can keep it subdued. Like I think for Kaido, he had a great start, but I think he had such an insane buildup with this legend of a character. But then we're like, okay, but what makes him tick really? Like what really makes him go? How does he really feel about this? He mentioned to Yamato, well, you don't understand things. You're ignorant to it. Okay, what is she ignorant to? What doesn't she understand? Tell me, Kaido. Is it about where you came from? Is it about Joy Boy? Yeah. Where is it go? So for me, it's just I still had questions to Kaido where it's like, Oda, just complete the loop for me. Just complete it. Just bring it around. And it never happened. So it was just like, it feels like a missed opportunity because I think there could have been some great stuff. But there was some good stuff between Kaido and Yamato. But it could have been some great. Let's touch on a little bit why I call you my son, but still acknowledge you as my daughter. Like, what's the conversation there? How did he come to terms with that?
Yes.
Right? It's just like, I think because Kaido was such like a larger than life person and personality, I wanted just more subtle character moments from him. Like even when he talked like shot Odin, more internalized, like, what are you thinking? Like I feel like I still don't know Kaido. Yeah. Like I can hypothesize and kind of say, well, he wants to do this and he wants to do this. Obviously he wants Joy Boy, but I really feel like I don't know him. So it's just like, that's why characters like Kaido miss the mark, I think.
Do you feel like do you think it's Wano where that trend started? Because in post-timeskip, there are characters that do have those why moments. Like when you look like Long Corazon is a good example I use. I would argue even Doflamingo, right? Like even Dofi, you understand Dofi's psychology very well based on everything that he went through, and that the rhetoric he uses afterwards. And like, the reason, like we talked about Fishman Island at length, but like Fisher Tiger, Arlong, Jinbei, right? Like,
but that's the thing where like they're more condensed, where it's like he has the time to kind of wrap up these stories and give you pretty much everything, right? And sometimes I think Oda wants you to come to your own conclusion with certain things. But like I think for a character like Kaido that had the opportunity to be the best character in the story, best antagonist at worst, felt like he dropped the ball.
Yeah.
It just felt like
I
it.
do agree with that. I think that there are characters that got more where we saw some of their drive. Like I think Odin was explored, you know, and we did get to see the drive of the Red Scabbards very well as Hiyori. I don't think they all landed, but I think we got to see that drive. But I agree with you completely that Kaido was a big missed opportunity to really explore that backstory, explore the drive more.
Yeah, I just for Kaido, is there doubt? Like, was there doubt? Did he feel like Yamato failed him because he wanted to be Odin? Did he have any of those internalized things? Like, we know he had like PTSD from Odin, but can we see that in the flashbacks where he's like basically losing his mind based on how that went? Does he question himself because he killed Odin in the pot? Does he want? Is he influenced by that moment? Is he truly like low-key a fan of Odin? Is he proud of Yamato for having her own morals and her own way she's going about life? It's just like I want to know more about Kaido because he's such an interesting character. So it's tough. It's tough with Wano because we don't have that character. Like even with Hiyori, like we know she went through a lot because she was doing so much for 2 decades. What does she show us? A little bit of that, right? Show us a little bit of her struggles with Orochi and Denjiro and like her. I want to see some of that for me to connect with the character. And so it's like,
and the trauma she's carrying from what she went through with all of that.
Clearly carrying
she's clearly carrying some. And like, I think he did something interesting with the Kurozomi was born to burn, but then he kind of walked it back a little bit. I think he talked about it. It's like, that's not what I really meant. And I was like, wait, Hiyori should feel that way.
She's bitter. She should be bitter.
She should feel that way. So I wouldn't mind her tackling like some of her feelings and even knowing, like finding out Tama is a Kurozumi. Like
that would have been
conversation.
Good. Yes.
Like some conversation, maybe even some tears talking about like, I hate what you are. I hate your bloodline, but I don't hate you. Right? Just some kind of
that's Fisher Tiger, right? Like with Koala.
Bro, that's Hiyori would be elevated on another level if we just like, because we know it's there. How can it not be there? You were tormented for decades. That's normal, but like I think sometimes again Oda's going for the style points, and like sometimes it's like maybe some comedy that shouldn't be there. You know, it's like let's bring it down a little bit. Let's focus up on this character here. I think Kaido could have been one. Hiyori could have been one. Ashura Doji.
He started really well when he was angry at the Scabbards. Like his anger.
Because I love him saying, "Bro, I enjoyed it so much." Him saying, "No, I'm not gonna help you.
Yes.
Where the hell have you been?
I've been here 20 years. Where were y'all?
My man died. Like I have had to live through this. You got a time skip. I've lived." Like
no.
he became so bitter.
I wanted to see the character arc for him, kind of with that bitterness, but it just felt like, all right, I'm with you guys.
I'm locked in.
Let's do this. Let's do it. Odin, let's do it. I'm like, oh,
let's do it.
The fact that he remained loyal, the fact that he was so embittered and he had lost his faith, yet I kept the stuff. Like, yet I guarded what I was supposed to guard. It's like that complexity of I don't have faith in you anymore, but I'm still doing my duty just in case. Let's unpack that.
Let's unpack it. Let's unpack it. Let's get to a point where we're seeing how dedicated you guys truly are to the cause. Yeah. Then I'm joining. Then I'll show up at the right time. I'm not just going to join on the name of Odin. I was doing that by myself for decades. I'm sorry. You can't come back and be like, hey, you want to? No, right now I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to save the people that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would I believe in you guys? For what reason?
Someone in the chat mentioned something that kind of coincides to this point. Do you feel as though Oda is still writing for a younger audience, despite his core audience now being in their 20s and 30s? Do you feel like that's what's going on, where the younger audience may not may not care for that anymore, and that's why he's going for
I
the
think
style
he doesn't
points,
want
or,
to
like,
give up on them. He doesn't want to
Do you
completely
think he
abandon that.
has to? But okay, but when he was writing for a younger audience 20 years ago, he was exploring some dark, heavy, deep stuff, and he was going as far as he wanted to go.
I think he's still writing the same. I think because we've grown with it, we thought it would grow more. But I think it's still the same series. It's just that Oda's not changing and saying, I'm going off the deep end just because you guys have grown up. Like I still want to enjoy my story. I still want to have fun. I still want it to be goofy. And I think right now he's prioritizing his feelings and how he feels about the story. He's like, if you guys don't like it, then so be it.
The chat agrees with you. I disagree. As someone who hasn't grown up with it, I do notice a tonal change.
Okay.
And
I was about to say, I think it's changed.
I still like what he's doing, but it is distinctly different to me.
Where did you notice the change? This post-time skip?
No, I don't think it's quite as defined of a line as that. But I think Whole Cake was still taking its time. It was still going deep with the characters. It was still going wide with the world and with the side characters and really building out the island. And I think that Wano was the beginning of that starting to fade, where we had lots of amazing side characters, but we weren't really focusing on the Straw Hats anymore. And we weren't delivering on everything to the level that I was accustomed to. And then Egghead was all lore, very little character to include the side characters other than just the ones that he wanted to focus on, Kuma and Bonnie. And now we're on Elbaf, and it's too early to judge anything, I think. So for me, I feel like he just isn't as focused on characters until he has a big point that he wants to drill in on, like a big backstory or, family emphasis. But as a whole, he's not focusing on a wider swath of characters like he used to.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that perspective. I'm thinking about my general feelings for post-time skip, I'd say. And how I feel about the characters. I agree with you where it's like it's not as many, the focus isn't there until like we have the Kuma moment, right? Where it's like, all right, we have like this entire Kuma backstory where it's just like focused around Kuma. I want you guys to pay attention here. And Kizaru, we have those things. But I think in general, it's, if I say One Piece is lacking anything, post time skip, or like the only thing that I felt differently but I didn't think about it at the time when I was binging, is just maybe tension, where binging One Piece, getting caught up, Ace dying. I was like, okay, so people die, right? That's not something that's, not in the series. But I think post time skip, making content, now I feel it, where it's just like, okay, so the Straw Hats, nothing's going to happen in the Straw Hats ever.
Yeah.
Like they are here to stay.
Yeah.
So that already removes some tension. So no matter what they're in, it's like, they're going to get out of it. And then once characters important to the Straw Hats, they start coming back. Then it's like, okay, what am I here for now?
What am I worried about? Yeah.
Yeah. What am I worried about now?
There's nothing
Who am I
to be
worried
concerned
about
anymore.
Right. So it's just like when Luffy goes up against Kizaru, I'm not really worried about the Straw Hats because they're going to be fine. For the most part, even with Vegapunk, they said Vegapunk was dead. Stella was dead. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I mean, can he die if the brain is still alive? Like I don't think he's dead. Right. That's why it was a shocker when Shizenmaru and Izo was dead, because I was like, why?
Why? We did? Why was Izo even here? Like that's
pound around. Then why?
I was like, really? So I was like, so Ashura Doji, the one who was around for 2 decades, that did the groundwork for all this. He doesn't get to see his moment in the sun.
Nothing. And it's dynamite. You take him out the
Dynamite!
Like,
Nobody dies from dynamite!
Pell can not die from a the other doesn't die from a nuke, but I'm sure Doji gets taken out by dynamite. Like a regular stick of dynamite.
And then Izo, it just felt like Izo was like, all right, here. Like, here's your death. I have nothing else to do with Izo, so like, you know, a finger gun is gonna kill him. I don't know. It just felt weird, you know? And I feel like Oda's just like, oh, somebody has to die, right? So all right, shoots in Maru and Izo.
Izo, yeah.
You know? And so I think that's the main thing where I think One Piece has lost that tension, okay. And I understand it because now we're Yonko crew, so it's a bit unfair because we're just so much more powerful now. We're no longer underdogs. That's why when like they try to feed this underdog narrative, I'm like, that is no longer the case. That is no longer the case. Not underdogs. He's a Yonko. Zoro's over 1 billion. Jimmy's over 1 billion. So they're not underdogs anymore. So I think I would like more focus on that aspect, where it's just like them kind of assuming the favorite role and the issues with that, where it's just like, and of course more crew dynamics in regards to, bro, hey, you're on a crew with so many different personalities. There are going to be issues.
Mm-hmm.
There are going to be issues.
It should be.
Like, especially on the seas, you're away from family, you're grumpy, you're hungry. There are going to be issues. I think, not obviously Usopp, Luffy, doesn't have to be that major. Maybe a difference in philosophy, where it's like, hey, I think we should do this. Like, no, I don't think we should do that. Then it's like, wait, guys, let's talk about this. And then just more conflict, right? Make it, like you said, focus more on the character. Because I feel like, honestly, with some of the Straw Hats, they've kind of become walk-in bits.
Yes. I feel that.
Exactly what.
Where it's just like, now. When Brooke is on screen, I know what's coming. Frankie, I know what's coming. Chopper, I know what's coming. Usopp's gonna be scared.
He's scared.
Zoro's gonna, you know, Zoro's gonna have his edgy moment, his aura farming.
His aura, exactly, just farming.
You know, and I feel like Oda just like, all right, I have so many characters. I can't. This is all I can give you right now. All right, this is all I can give you right now. And there's a moment that I was jokingly talking about it during a live reaction, was when they were about to go to the library in Elbaf, and everybody said they wanted to do something, and Sanji's like, yeah, but Nami, I'll protect you. I was like, I mean, I would have liked, even if he doesn't say it out loud, maybe it's a great library, maybe even a thought bubble. Because then it's like, what is Sanji thinking? Is it all blue on his mind? Something, right? It's most sort of jokingly, but it's just like, this is kind of what the Straw Hats kind of become, where it is like, just there. You know what you're gonna get. So even the gags aren't as funny, you know?
Yes.
So it's just
tough. I had a conversation with Jacko earlier, and we were talking about the fact that most, if not all, the Straw Hat characters are finished. Like, their character arcs are done.
They don't have to
make
be.
that statement? They don't have to be. I
agree with Murphy. They definitely don't have to be, because they're growing, bro.
But are we seeing their growth? And that's where. So that's the thing. It's like the way Oda is writing them currently, the character arcs are done. Because we're expecting Usopp to get something. But at the same time, we haven't seen any inkling of anything changing with Usopp. There's not even one inkling. Oh, I'm excited for Elbaf. Oh, the Giants. Ah! And then he starts lying.
Or even just disappointment that they're pacifists now. Like, oh, I identified with your dream.
Yes, right? Like, if Usopp's like, yo, what happened to y'all?
Usopp should be more disappointed. I think it should be more like somewhat reflection. Like, dang, this is what I wanted.
Yeah, just anything, just some disappointment.
A moment. Maybe it's coming, right? But
I hope
it's just like,
I hope so too.
Him and Luffy had a moment where they're like, huh? Y'all like wimps now. Like, what's going on, Usopp?
Yeah, but then Usopp was like, yeah, but I mean, this is probably good for them. Like he was the one that was like, it's chill.
He got over it really quickly. So it's like I said, I think even with the Straw Hats, again with growth, with new bounties, is everybody dealing with success the same way? Like we're just like, it's no conversations about that
hunger.
where I feel like I feel like Oda is going really surface level with them because he wants to focus on other things. So like Loki had his moment in this recent chapter where he's talking about what he's willing to do, declining the invite, and then I'm not sure what he's gonna do with Stabs, and then Gunko is like he's gonna provide more character with them. Kuma is still there. You know, he obviously focused on the Saul moment. He wanted that to be a major moment in Elbaf, which I thought was good, pretty good. It just felt telegraphed more than anything. So it's just, I think in general now it's like when I read One Piece, I read it for One Piece and like what I get from One Piece. I'm not expecting other things, right? I'm not going into One Piece expecting Ashkelad, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not like I told Matt this one time, Matt B, I said, something that kind of saved One Piece for me is when I stopped relying on it for everything. That's all I was reading.
Yep.
That's all I was reading.
Yep.
So I was like, the thing that kind of brought One Piece back for me, I was like, you know what? I love One Piece for what One Piece is. I read Berserk. And the contrast is astounding, right? So like when I read Berserk and how nasty, how dirty, just how vile of a story it is, I enjoyed going back to the sun.
He said finally some rainbows. Lord God.
I was like, I like this, you know, but because Berserk is just, it's never ending, just sadness and anger and pillaging and just a dark overtone for the story. So I was like, when One Piece came out every week, I was like, okay, I get to take a break from this for a while, but it helped me with One Piece. So it's just like now I go to One Piece, I'm like, I'm enjoying One Piece because I'm reading One Piece for One Piece. And I think, you know, that's something I would recommend. Just read different things, watch different things.
Agreed.
Indulge in different things.
I agree 100%. And that's kind of where I'm at now, where it's so funny, but like, I know some people, they feel like I hate One Piece now. It's not that I hate One Piece. It's like, it's just not the same. I view it differently. Like how you mentioned it, it's like I view it differently, where it's no longer something that I look to for constant excellence. It's something I look to enjoy. I'm excited when a chapter's out. I'm like, hey man, new One Piece, what's going on? Like what do we got going on? What can I laugh at? Like to the point you guys mentioned, did you guys love the moment where Luffy and Zoro were by themselves and they're actually discussing the Loki thing? Because it's like that's the first time I've really seen something like that in a very, very long time between those two.
Those are the moments I love with Zoro more than anything. Because even the subtle, okay, I hear this. I'm not going to mention it here. I'm going to pull you to the side and have a conversation. And then even then, I'm still going to ride with you.
Yeah.
I'll help you find the keys, but I'm going to help you make a decision as well on what we do next.
Like, it's just like, this is what we need from Zoro, right? He's not an idiot. He doesn't have to be an idiot all the time.
He's being smart and cognitive and like aware of his surroundings, and he's being cautious. And I was like, I miss this Zoro, because this is we've seen this Zoro a lot of times before. I love that moment. I loved it so much. Just him taking charge. It's like, Luffy, like, let's think about this. You know, think about Loki. He could be playing you. You know, it's just, it feels like those moments are few and far between. But, you know, still love One Piece.
Oh yeah.
It just isn't my everything like it used to be.
Yeah.
I say that.
And that's fair.
But
so I know it's late. It's late for everyone. I know y'all got lives to get back to. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes, so it's been a lot. So I don't want to hold you guys up.
29 for Brago.
You said what?
Yeah.
2 hours 29 for Brago.
for 29. Okay,
yeah.
true.
You guys have been here
true.
longer than I have.
You know, me.
You guys put in the real work here.
That's right.
Yeah. Nah, but thank you for coming on. I'm glad I get to have the space to have these type of conversations. And I couldn't think of a better cast to have you guys on. So appreciate you guys are always welcome whenever. So any plugs y'all want to put in, any final thoughts based on the conversations we have, or any things you guys got coming up?
Honestly, this was good. I think I enjoyed talking about like the comparisons between One Piece, because we all read One Piece, and different series that you guys enjoy, you know. And I think that's good to get perspective. And like I've been telling people, experience different things, go read different things. I know a lot of times when like if One Piece isn't number 1 or number 5 or number 4, you're like, what's going on? I'm like, bro, it's a lot of good stuff out there. One Piece is great. It's amazing. It's a lot of good stuff out there. Change your perspective. So, I mean, you know, I'm definitely down. Come back, even talk about other things in your top 10, Jay, that I haven't gotten to yet. Where it's just like, I think I find pleasure in talking about different stories now. And even if it's comparing it to One Piece, it's just like, it makes the experience even greater because I'm just like, I'm getting something else different and it's fulfilling in a different way. So I always appreciate the invite, for sure.
Of course.
Yeah. I'll make sure to watch Apothecary Diaries before we get together again. And I have left some panels in our chat, in our private chat of Witch Hat Atelier, so you can see some of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But thank you very much, Jay, for inviting us back. I know.
Let me see.
We should have like something we should do and get done before we all meet again.
Yeah.
Like some homework. Either a series that we all gonna tackle or like something.
I would be so down for that. Is there one that y'all have on your list? Because I basically haven't seen anything. So I'll be the easy one.
It was so funny because I was gonna say Kagurabachi just because and you've only read one chapter. But if there's another series, does it have to be something we all haven't seen?
I don't think necessarily. Do you want to put up 4 series and have the chat vote on it? Or
I'm actually open to that. I'm kind of open to that. Chat,
we'll put
if you guys
put
Kagurabachi on there, but like any other ones that you guys want us to look into and talk about, I think that would be really good.
Yeah.
That'd be really good actually.
Have you guys read The Boxer?
No, I've heard about that. Someone mentioned that to me.
I have heard about that.
Someone mentioned that to me.
I've only read the first chapter, but I really liked it.
Okay, I'm seeing. What's that? I've seen a lot. I'm seeing.
Gachiakuta. I have heard. Some people have mentioned that. They've mentioned that.
4 of those people have. Okay.
They throwing out Gachiakuta. No, some dude saying it a bunch of times. He said it 3 different times. Actually, y'all, that's the same guy. All right, let me take a look. It's an animated series. Interesting.
Put up a community poll as well.
Dark fantasy.
We could do a community poll, actually.
Yeah.
I'm always here for a dark fantasy.
Sound dead on luck. Somebody said Code Geass. A rewatch and then break it down.
Yo, I just rewatched FMAB, which is hilarious. Like I just finished the rewatch.
Code Geass is great.
Code Geass is good.
It's time for rewatch.
Watch comes in like a lion. Is so good.
I've seen like
I've heard that's good.
I've seen like 3 episodes of it.
So I am making Murphy watch Your Lie in April, Brago. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen that?
Your Lie in April.
Yeah, I don't know. You're not
is that a show?
It's a romance. Yeah, it's an anime. So it's a 24
I'm thinking
episode.
of Your Name. I'm thinking of Your Name. All right.
I just watched Your Name.
So much.
Brago, I just watched Your Name on stream. I think 2 weeks ago.
It's one of my favorites.
No, Your Name is great. Yeah, I've seen Your Name. It's just tough right now. Because I don't know if you heard the news.
Yeah. I heard it's tough. It's actually tough.
Yeah.
That when they told me, I was like, it's like it's giving act age. It's giving Act Age, dog. You remember Act Age? Act Age was
a lot worse than Act Age.
Oh, I know it's a lot worse than Act Age, but
yeah.
Why Murphy can't handle Chainsaw Man? I'm starting that in February.
Chainsaw Man.
Murphy and Chainsaw Man.
Oh, I just watched this movie. It's a movie. It was on Amazon. It's about two artists. You don't know what I'm talking about. It's about two artists. They became friends.
Is it it's the one shot, right?
The one shot.
Look up, look back.
Look back. Look back.
I've read the one shot. I just watched it. It was good, right?
It was really good.
Okay, I want to watch it.
Good.
Because I read the one shot, and Fujimoto know what he's doing.
Yeah, Look Back was really good.
I've also heard really good things about Violet Evergarden.
I've heard that's really good, and I heard it destroys you and breaks your heart.
Ooh, okay.
He said, "Ooh, I want my heart broken." Yeah.
I've seen Violet Evergarden is one that I've seen the first episode like 3 times.
Oh, and you've never been able to move on?
Yeah, because I'm just like, what do we Maybe it's one of those that you have to take your time with, but it's just like, it's a slow burn. It's a slow burn for sure, but it's beautiful though. I say that it's beautiful. Yeah, but Look Back was great. I really enjoyed Look Back. There's pain and suffering. All right. Made in Abyss. I've seen 2 episodes of Made in the Abyss.
Don't.
We talked about Arcane, right? We talked about Arcane. That's what we did the last time we were here. Okay.
No. I think me and Murphy talked about Arcane. I don't think we ever talked about Arcane with you though. We did Arcane season 2, right?
Season 2, yeah.
Yeah, me and Murphy did we did an episode where we talked about Arcane, but I didn't get to talk about it with you because we basically had a Vi and Caitlin hate session for like 30 minutes. Yeah, he said okay. It didn't go well.
Who likes Vi? Who likes Kate?
No.
Oh, we don't like either of them.
You don't like either of them? Neither of you like either of them?
I liked Vi season 1 a lot more than season 2. I think season 2 makes Vi look so much worse than who she truly is, and I don't like it.
Same.
And I think
we're on the same page on that one. It was unfortunate because I came in ready to have a balance, and it was not balanced.
Interesting. That's interesting. I mean, I'm a Jinx stan. So
same. I'm Team Jinx.
Us too.
I'm Team Jinx all the way. Even Vi in season 1, and I was pissed because you never leave your sibling. I don't care if it's for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. You deal with that after the fact. I was so mad at Vi. I think I agree with you guys.
Someone said Vicelender makes me smile. Yeah.
We should have had
we should have had you on for that episode. Yeah. We should have had you on.
I wasn't rocking with Vi. I'm a Jinx stan.
Yes.
And Bessa?
She was serious. She should have been the final villain. That's a real antagonist. She was
insane. I don't like Jace.
Team Echo, I agree.
Yeah, I didn't like Jace.
Echo as well. Echo is phenomenal.
Star of the show. Low key.
Yes.
But for me, it's Echo, Ambessa, and Jinx. But Jinx that's my girl. I think she's
baby girl.
She's amazing.
And then Baby Jinx. Baby Jinx is what? That's my little daughter.
Oh man.
Baby Jinx, man. Nah, man. That's it. That's my daughter, bro. They took her from me, bro. They took her from me. I'll never forgive them for what they did. And they just forgot about it. That's what made me mad. You kill Baby Jinx and you just forget like she don't even exist, bro.
Yeah, nah. I guess we're on the same page. Yeah, I don't like Jace. I don't like
Vi. He said, I don't like Vi, Caitlyn, none of them niggas. Yeah.
No.
How did that sex scene in the jail land? How did that land for you? What's that? Yeah, look at his eyes. Yeah.
It was painful.
We're gonna rehash the internet being mad at us, Jay.
Yo.
Because why? It just felt odd. It felt odd, and then the entire time I was like,
Maybe go get your sister.
Go get your sister. I was like, when's the last time Vi took a shower?
That is such a big question.
He's thinking about the hygiene. That's it. Nothing else. Like in the jail cell. Ew. In the jail? Like, what y'all niggas nasty. What's that?
It was so much going on. I was like, all right.
That makes it
you
worse.
like it, I loved it. Yeah. Cool. It was just weird. So. Nah.
Okay, so what series did we decide on?
Can we I like the Boxer. I feel like the Boxer is a good one. I don't think
really?
I've seen it. Yeah, I'm kind of open. So there's the Boxer, there's Gachiakuta.
Okay, I think that's 2.
Someone had thrown out I mean, if you want to make Kagurabachi 3, then the 4th one can kind of be like one that we all
Well, did you throw any? Did we choose any that Brago suggested?
What did you suggest, Brago?
I'm trying to think what's on my list right now as far as.
And are you happy with the one that Jay just mentioned? Because I don't want to have one on a poll that everybody isn't interested in.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Castlevania. I have to watch Castlevania.
Ooh, so I need to. Yeah, what's up?
Are we doing manga and anime or just manga?
We could do an anime like Castlevania. I still need to catch up to.
Like a short series.
It's a short series. Could be good too.
Castlevania, because you guys. Wait, have you guys seen Cyberpunk?
I didn't finish Cyberpunk, but I got to like episode 7.
Love Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's a great one.
So if you want to discuss Cyberpunk, there's that. Fire Punch, is that the Fujimoto one? Because I've been wanting to read that and finish that for a while. I mean, if you want to
Cyberpunk. Is manhwa, however you say that.
So who? Oh, manhwa.
Yeah. Manhwa, yeah. The Boxer is manhwa.
Oh, so it's colored.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
The panel is so I'll send you my link. There might be a better link. The link I have isn't ideal, but the story's still good.
Somebody said don't read Fire Punch.
Okay. Fire Punch is toxic, yeah. I've read like the first couple of it's one of them, it's pretty nasty. So it's like yeah.
Okay, so right now we have a Gachiakuta, the Boxer, Kagurabachi, and
Castlevania.
Let's do Castlevania.
All right.
Yeah. I'm open to that. I'll put that on my.
Let's do Castlevania. I'm with it. Let's do.
That right on my list. That works. That's perfect. Because I need to catch up with Castlevania anyway. Oh, have you guys seen The Breaker? Have you heard of The Breaker?
The Breaker. No, what's that?
That is a classic. So The Breaker is like it's an old school Korean martial arts manhwa that came out like, this is when I was in high school. I read The Breaker in high school. There's The Breaker, then there's The Breaker New Waves. It's a classic. Like it's an actual genuine heralded classic for martial arts. Like if you really want some good pure martial arts, please read The Breaker. That's just like a
so we can do like all manga this time, and then next time we can do like all anime.
Okay, I'd be down for that.
So we can replace Castlevania with The Breaker. People are saying it's amazing. I'm down for that.
Oh yeah, no, The Breaker is really good.
Yeah,
really good.
I'm with that.
Oh, it's ongoing in webtoon form right now too. So there's that. So. Breaker. Yeah, I did hear the third part of Breaker is not good.
Aquachita. Okay.
Okay, so what's the fourth? I have Kagurabachi, the Boxer, the Breaker,
and then Gachiakuta.
Gachiakuta. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Like Pokemon.
I was like, that is a Pokemon, isn't it? Makuhita or something? I don't know.
Makuhita. Yeah, Makuhita is a Pokemon. Yeah.
Gumon Ryu classic. And then I think I don't know if you guys have seen the anime Pluto. Did you guys watch it when it came out on Netflix?
No.
Mm.
It's by Urasawa, the same author that wrote Monster and 20th Century Boys. It's a short anime. Excellent. If you want to talk about like psychology, introspection, excellent.
I guess I'm making an anime list too. I'm putting that next to Castlevania.
Yeah, bro. Definitely Pluto. Murphy, you'll love Pluto. You'll love it. And it's short. It's short, quick, and it's on Netflix. Oh, by the way, Brago, Murphy has ads on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes.
I do.
She doesn't.
I don't.
She pays for
Okay.
no subscription service. She does all ads.
Oh. You still have to pay for Netflix. I just don't pay the higher tier. But yeah, no, I don't pay for anything that I don't have to pay for. If it's ads, let them roll. I don't mind. I don't do YouTube Premium. I don't do any of that.
I ain't gonna lie, I can't go back. I do YouTube Premium. I cannot go back. It's too different. YouTube Premium is.
It's not you get used to it. It's like, okay,
But technically,
so
isn't that like built into like what you do? So that's like a business expense.
It is a business
Nope.
expense.
that's not the way it works. You're still spending the money. You don't get that money back. I mean,
But you kind of do.
no, not enough. It's not one to one.
Not
I'm
enough.
spending money.
You gotta write it
Absolutely.
off. You just,
It is a mild inconvenience.
How much is
mild
Netflix? Netflix is what? I don't know how much Netflix is. I really
It's
don't know.
like,
like-
$17, $18 now.
Is it?
If you want
Yeah, without
ad-free.
ads. Yeah, if you want that free.
So
It's
how
like
much? $8 with the ads.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't remember.
So that $10 is like the write-off.
Yeah, I can't be doing it.
Murphy's like, yo, I'm not going free.
No, I can't do ads with Netflix. I
Save
can't do
me
ads. I
money.
can't do ads with YouTube. Absolutely not. I can't.
I can't.
I just can't. I think YouTube for content creators, they should offer like a discount.
I agree.
They should be.
I produce the content.
We should have like a code or
Make money
something.
off of me.
We should.
Yeah. We should have a code for YouTube Premium. It's the easiest seller. It's
great.
so easy. But you know, YouTube's gonna YouTube.
YouTube's gonna YouTube. Oh my goodness.
Money saver Murphy.
So I don't know if I should be asking this question on stream, but did you guys get a random privated video about an update on YouTube policy in your email?
To be honest, I don't really check that much.
I didn't get it, Jay. You might be getting scammed.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I was so close. And I said, I know better than this. Like, I know better. And it was like, you gotta go in this code and click this link. I was like,
Oh no!
I have never seen YouTube do this before.
No.
And now the benefit was I was on my phone. And I said, if I'm gonna do this, I have to do it on my computer. And then I stopped and I was like, wait a minute. Nah. I was like, nah. They when I tell you it's the most realistic scam I've ever seen. Like, I work in IT, so I know what phishing looks like, and I know what scams look like. That's the most realistic thing I've ever seen. I've never seen phishing like that before.
I keep getting texts about I have a UPS package, all this different
Oh,
stuff.
I get those
I'm like, nope. I'm like,
Update your address.
update. I'm like, nope. If anything, UPS come to my house. Come to my house. I'm cool. Like it's the craziest thing. And I came across a channel that like tried to scam scammers. I don't know if you guys ever saw them. Where they do things to like expose scammers, where like, you know, scammers sometimes have the phishing emails, they change the code, they kind of remotely went into his computer and changed the code, so like the phishing email sent his name, picture, and all his real information to all the people. Yeah. They really got him. So no, anything suspicious, if it's YouTube, like, but Jay, do you have a partner manager?
I do not, and I think I got an email about.
Because they got an email, yeah.
manager.
Just go.
I got an email about a partner manager. Yeah.
There's an email that they ask you just go through to set up like a call, and once you get a partner manager, you can ask them about stuff like that.
So I saw something like that. It's like I'm supposed to put my name and like the link to my channel and all that, and I got worried because I'm like, why do I got to do all this? I'm on YouTube. You should know me already, right? Like
That's legit.
That's legit. That's legit. Okay, so
yeah,
you see how on guard I am. I've seen too many people get hacked. Like I saw Roger get hacked and Roger been hacked like 6 times, dog. Like
a lot of people get hacked. Yeah,
I think what it is, I get so many emails about like ads and like could be sponsors,
fake sponsors.
I'm okay with like missing out on a sponsor if the email isn't formatted the way I like it.
Yeah,
you know, like if it's not formatted in a great way, I'm not clicking anything and I'm not responding.
You get so spammed with clearly sponsors.
Yeah.
So it's just like if it looks anything remotely close to it, I'm okay missing out. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
It's dangerous. Like y'all got them random like it's like, oh yeah, Microsoft wants to do a sponsor or Sony wants to do a sponsor.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, bro, I am not Sony big.
Like,
yeah, Aquafina ones are crazy.
Yeah, I ignore all those. I'm like, Sony coming directly?
Interesting.
Not even through an agency, just Sony coming to me?
Just straight up Sony. I was like, word? Huh. I guess I'm bowling, huh?
I'll wait till you come back. No, I'm cool.
Oh
like I told somebody that was asking about like sponsors. It was like, hey, I got the sponsor from like, I think it was like Walmart or something. I was like, bro.
It's like, cut it out.
If it's too good to be true, it probably is, bro. I think they were paying him. They offered him like $10K. I was like, bro,
sorry,
that's not.
That's not what they do.
They're throwing huge numbers at you, and you haven't even responded.
Yeah, no. Sorry. If it's too good to be true, probably is, bro. No.
Oh my god.
Not believing that.
Classics.
All right. Wait. So Jay, you're gonna put on the poll, or are you gonna put on the community? And then let us know.
Yeah, I'll do a community.
And then also,
post.
when are we doing it again? Do we have a month? Do we have 6 weeks? How long?
So if we want to do like this type of thing once a month, then we can, because there's normally about 3 episodes a month from what I do as is, like 2 to 3 episodes. So
okay, so next month.
Probably next month. Probably I would say the end of February, just because your boy's gonna be gone. Actually, no. Near the end of February. Let's like ballpark that. That's what I would say.
Okay. All right. Okay, so ballpark. I know how much time I have. So we're doing so I guess you'll let us know which one wins.
Yes. And it's always gonna be a Monday. I've just dedicated Mondays and podcast time, so just let me know your Mondays, whatever Monday works, and then we can sort that out. And then I need to read super chats. My bad. So let's do that because
you've been ignoring them.
The conversation. That's my bad, guys. Apologize for that. We have Righteous Judgment. Hunter x Hunter over One Piece is facts. Honestly, I think Hunter x Hunter is the best ongoing manga right now. It's already top 1 for me, and it's getting better. That's how I feel. I think it's been a while since this series has generally got me hyper excited. When I hear Hunter x Hunter's out, I don't even care where it's from. I'm like, I just want to read it.
You're gonna read it.
I've read Imager scans for Hunter x Hunter like that. I haven't done that since I was like 21. Right? That's 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't care how bad the translation is. Let me just look at the images. That's it. Like, so, Hunter x Hunter gets a lot of excitement out for me. Is it the same for y'all?
Oh, for sure.
This current arc I've struggled with a little bit more, just because there's so much happening, and
it's a lot,
and it's coming so infrequently. I struggle to keep it all together.
It like this arc, you get every time it goes away, you got to reread the entire thing.
You have to.
You have
literally.
You got to read the entire thing again. It kind of reminds me of Kingdom a little bit, or like
you have to go back.
I forget, chapter 4 or 5 something. It was like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I think because the Kingdom used to come out infrequently.
Yep.
And so we weren't really sure back then. And so like it came out one week and I was like, all right, I'll read it again. Then I waited like a month or 2 to read it. And I'm like, I have no idea where we are. Because it's like war. And it's like, all right, this person's here. I have no idea what's going on.
I had to go back to when because it was the Western Zao, like the end of that whole big Western Zao thing.
Yeah.
And like the general stuff, I got there and everything else is a blur. It's like I have to go back to like literally the end of Western Zao just to start. I have to go back to start because everything else makes no sense to me.
It's tough. It's tough. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter is like, it's a lot. It's so much. It's so dense. It's such a dense arc right now.
Super dense.
It's such a dense arc.
Oh.
We got Tony D, Usopp, finally caught you live, Murphy and Jay, huge love, adored your one brain cell live with teching, new to Brago, hoping to see more content.
Shout out to you.
Actually, I need to get Tekken on one of these. I definitely need to get Tekken on a podcast episode. So we'll get him on. Shout out to Moon Dude for the 99. Hey, love everyone here weighing in on the quality of One Piece discussion. Brago mentioned recency bias, but PTS has been going on. Post-timeskip has been going on since 2011. And while Jay's broken point was Wano, I believe that the writing has declined. So I think that's kind of where Murphy, you wouldn't call it a decline, but you would say it's a different style. And Brago, you feel like it's
in focus for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just paying more attention. I'm paying more attention now than I used to.
Yeah, and that's what I think as well. I think I read it. Yeah. I lead it with a more analytical view than I ever have with any other series. So that's probably why it's happening. Well, Moon Dude said the writing has declined in Post-timeskip. Not saying I hate One Piece, and I will read it to the end. I just can't ignore that it isn't as good overall. And a lot of people. There are people that feel that way. I think I'm one of the people that feel that way. I don't think it's as good as it used to be. I think it's because I don't enjoy the shift in focus as much as others do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more. Somebody says good writing or bad writing.
Yeah.
Because I think people have different things that they enjoy or they classify as good writing. So I think that's like somebody say, it hasn't been good writing, and I'm like, okay, what do you consider good writing?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so that's like the thing. It's subjective. So
we have TDM9. I've had a thought that the demilitarization of Elbaf is a commentary on Japan post World War II. Being peaceful is good, but you have to be able to protect it. That's interesting.
I see that.
Yeah, that's the balance that we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. Geo with the $2, not the Geo we think of, it's Geo with an I. You lost me at Code Geass over OP offer series. I'm sorry you feel that way. Ocelot.
I just thought of something.
What?
Like we just talked about like Elbaf for the super chat. I just thought of like Otohime and like her struggle in regards to she was trying to kind of unite fishmen and people with like the world government and Fishman Island, and then she got assassinated.
Yes.
You know, where like Harold kind of had the same struggle and he got assassinated. So it's just like it's kind of the expectation when you try to break the norms and go against the grain, you know, like that's kind of expected. Just thought about that.
No, that's actually a really good point. We have Ocelot 231. Still think the raid will fail. Was equally or more toxic for the community as ZKK. Morge and Grand Line Orbiters feuding, just toxic time.
Brago has thoughts.
I was just thinking about the thoughts that Jay would have.
I feel like ZKK was worse because I think it was the raid would fail was really just Morge.
It's just Morge and his opinion.
It was just Morge
people
and
hated
his opinion.
it.
And people were so mad at it. And they made it so much bigger than what it actually was. ZKK was an actual movement. And that's what I don't think people understand. It wasn't just one person. They made Fiji the figurehead because he was the loudest one of the agenda. But it was an actual coalition of Zoro fans, Mihawk fans, and Rayleigh fans. It was a coalition. And it was a coalition.
Morge doubled down. People didn't like that. Double, triple.
Yeah, well, how dare you stand by your theory?
Yeah, Morge got punished for standing on business. Yeah, Morge is
She was doing a lot.
Morge is so funny, bro. When you try to tell Morge something, bro, Morge's like, listen, y'all not gonna change my mind. Morge dies with his shit, bro. I respect him for that.
Like
He
every
will die
time in
with
this
his
comment
shit.
section, that's if people are like, so when are you gonna make the Wano analysis? Is the Wano analysis coming?
Yo.
They're not gonna let him live it down.
Dog. Oh my
That's
god, he's been
bullshit.
working on that video for 2 years, man. Oh,
Has
man.
he though?
I don't
he
think he
working on
wants to
it?
drop it. I don't think he wants to drop it because it's like revisiting. Because if you're so like resolved in a theory and you feel like this is what's gonna happen, this what should happen, to go back and write an analysis on an arc that you vehemently disagree with how it turned out, it's like, do I want to bring this up again? Because I'm gonna disagree with a lot of how things played out. So I think he's just like putting it off. Like
He dropped his
I don't wanna do
egghead
this.
recently. I think that's the nail in the coffin.
That is
Trying to
crazy.
do
So
all that.
my thing is like I gave him the layup with my Wano video. I'm like, Morge, if there's any time to do it,
Yeah.
Now's the time.
because everybody's
I just
coming
don't think he
for
wants
me.
to do
They
it.
go, yeah, I don't think
I don't think he wants
because
to do it.
I had to go to war for weeks because of that video. I don't think he wants
And,
to.
then,
I
and for
just don't think he
Morge,
wants to
it's
do
gonna
it.
be
It's gonna be worse. They're gonna be more violent with Morge
Because
than
he's
they
gonna
were
have to
with me.
regurgitate the same things about how he
Yeah.
feels about the raid failing, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can understand. Like, I don't even want to bring that back. It's just
Let's move on.
a lot.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Muhammad Lear says, y'all probably know this, but live action actor Rigo Sanchez has been cast for the one and only man who looks east, Monkey D. Dragon. I wonder how his accent. He
He doesn't have to say much, right?
Yeah, he doesn't. Dragon doesn't really. He's just got to look east a little bit, and some wind catches his hair, right? He'll be
Yeah.
all right for the most part. Yeah,
But I guess in Logtown,
Logtown.
he has a speech.
he talks a little bit.
Rigo Sanchez, he got casted.
Yeah,
Okay.
not bad, not
Okay.
bad.
I can see it working.
Girthy Poppy.
Insane.
Girthy Poppy 2 says, Big Mom got 84 kids at 68. Any theory on this goated womb?
A Big Mom is a special.
Murphy's face. Yeah.
Listen, Big Mom is special. I think to have that many kids, because the pregnancy isn't easy, and she was like traversing the seas as a Yonko